It's 6 o'clock. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: woman from Stevenage convicted for revenge pornography, former Aylesbury student killed in the Shoreham air crash, and vaccinations for babies against meningitis B.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A woman from Stevenage will become the first woman sentenced using new laws against revenge pornography today. Paige Mitchell has already pleaded guilty to revenge porn and actual bodily harm. Ben Nye has more.
Mitchell was charged at the beginning of July after posting naked photographs of another woman onto her Facebook account. The legislation makes it a criminal offence to disclose private sexual photographs or films without the consent of anyone appearing in them. She's set to become the first woman to be convicted using the new laws, which were brought in April.
The family of a man from Buckinghamshire who was killed in the Shoreham air crash have thanked the public for their support. Richard Smith was on a cycle ride with his friend when the vintage jet crashed onto the A27. Catherine Boyle reports.
26-year-old Richard grew up in Buckinghamshire and attended Aylesbury Grammar School before his family moved to Hampshire in 2008. Richard set out from his home in Hove to meet his friend Dylan Archer for a bike ride into the South Downs, but tragically, they never arrived. In a statement, Richard's family have described him as lively, good-humoured, and say his boundless enthusiasm was infectious. They say they appreciate the beautiful tributes to Richard and offers of help and support they've received from friends.
All babies will be offered a vaccination against meningitis B from today. It's the first national and publicly funded programme against the infection in the world. Jane Wells is from the charity Meningitis Now.
It's definitely going to save lives. I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to save every life. It's not eradicating the disease. It's not stopping all cases, of course, and people should still be very, very vigilant over signs and symptoms. But it's going to actually reduce the number of meningococcal B by a considerable amount.
Lorries without safety equipment to protect cyclists and pedestrians will be banned from London's roads from today. Improvements include side guards to help prevent people being dragged under their wheels and better mirrors. Paul Neal, a lorry driver, says it's about raising awareness.
It's a learning curve for drivers as well as cyclists and other road users, vulnerable road users, pedestrians too. We have to change how we perceive cyclists. There's more and more cyclists on the road, which is a good benefit for us because each cyclist potentially is one less car on the road. So it should help me getting around, and we just have to take into account their needs too and treat them as such.
In sport, it's football's transfer deadline day today. Watford must submit their final squad list, which can only feature 17 overseas players. This evening, Luton Town take on Leyton Orient in the Johnston Paints Trophy. The weather will be bright and breezy with scattered showers and the chance of thunder at times. Top temperatures around 18 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. You can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/Three Counties.
I'm thinking about this whole world. Late at night I think about the love of this whole world. Lots of different people everywhere. And when I go anywhere, I see love, I see love, I see love. Just putting on a show, but when they leave, you wait alone. You are there like everywhere, like everyone you see. Happy 'cause you're living and you're free. Now here comes another day for your love.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Let's be having you, you lazy lot! Get out of bed, for goodness sakes! 7 minutes past 6 already. So much has changed since we last spoke. I've got a dog, and I've had a gender realignment. What a weekend! What a weekend! You pull a face there, Catherine.
Well, reassignment is the usual term. What have you done with your gender there?
Yeah.
You've got a dog?
Yes.
What
I've
dog?
had it at mine.
Where?
It's at home.
What is it?
It's a dog. It's a little thing with 4 legs and it yaps. That's what they do. I got a dog, and there's not a thing you can do about it. Although if the legal owners find out where that dog's hidden, they can take it back. Google. Morning, guys. Busy. Google tried to outsmart me with email I tried to send. It confused me. Anyway, busy week this week. I'm seeing the Monkees twice this week. Backstage passes at the Hammersmith Odeon. I'm bringing my youngest. He better not muff it up for me. Catherine's here. Morning.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, for crying out loud. Kelly, great to have you back.
Thanks, player.
And who's that weird Asian-looking gentleman with the beard out there?
Lee Agnew?
Dealey's in the house, dear listener. The A-Team is back. And like the A-Team, we run around firing guns, but nobody ever gets wounded. If you want to take part in the show, well, why don't you get a job at BBC Three Counties Radio and then try and suck up to me. That's how that phrase ended. I started that phrase and couldn't remember how to finish it without sounding obscene. I mean, really.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Can I just say for the record, there's no socking on here.
We let people on this show too easily, and we're down the rabbit hole. The first hour of the show, it's like our private little gang. And I don't want any new members in the first hour.
No.
Don't want any new members.
If you're listening and you're new, jog on.
Yeah, you're not. Where have you been for the last? I don't flipping know. 3 years I've been trotting out this tired old tat. So if you're new, it's like, I'm going to listen to the Down the Rabbit Hole first show of the show. No. Out. You're not welcome. Where's your membership card? You haven't got one. Go. If your name's not down, you're not getting 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, please. That's simply not happening. That was an actual record, 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps.
Yeah, how did it go?
2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, please. I heard it at the weekend.
Oh.
I'd have 2 pints of lager and a packet. It was a genuine record. Almost up there with Nice Legs, Shame About the Face, and of course the classic Is Vic There. Do you remember that?
I remember the middle one, but not the latter.
You don't remember Is Vic There?
No. How did that go?
Is Vic There? That's how Is Vic There went. It was literally... And we used to live next door to a bloke called Vic. So my dad would be hilarious and he'd go, I'm going to phone up next door and go, Is Vic there? And we were wetting ourselves.
My sister's called Vic. How did I not know about this song?
You didn't know Is Vic There?
No.
Is Vic There is up there with A Da 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 by Trio. Do you remember that?
Yeah, A Da Da Da.
Dun 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 dun. Department S, Is Vic There, right? It was a classic...
This don't got no swears or racism, does it?
It's from 1981. They didn't have swears and racism.
Well, hang on a minute.
Really, this is a classic. Starts off. Sounds like Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be cool.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Department S, Is Vic There? Here we go. Department S, and Is Vic There? In a second, you're going to hear the lyrics from Department S's song, Is Vic There? Here we go.
The night is young, the mood is mellow, and there's music in my ears.
Yeah, not in this song, though, mate.
It's Vic there.
Oh,
It's Vic There.
I'm having this.
It's good, isn't it?
I hear ringing in the air, so I answer the phone. A voice comes over clear, saying, It's Vic there.
I tell you what, we'll have that as the next record, because
Excellent.
that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Vic There.
So, is he?
We'll find out.
Or she.
Stay tuned. There's Vic There.
I used to talk about Vic at school, and people used to assume that my sister was an old man.
I've met her, and she is a lady. Although I've not got the test back from the laboratory, so I cannot be 100% conclusive. Now, 03459 455 555. A woman from Stevenage became the first female convicted for revenge porn. Will become the first female convicted for revenge porn later today. Paige Mitchell pleaded guilty to posting photographs of another woman as well as actual bodily harm. Catherine, what can you tell us about this?
Well, Paige was charged at the beginning of July after posting photographs of another woman onto her Facebook account. Now, she's set to become the first woman convicted using a new law to stop revenge porn, which was brought in April. The law makes it a criminal offence to disclose private sexual photographs or films without the consent of the person who appears in them. Now, someone convicted of this could face up to 2 years in prison and receive a fine.
Yeah.
Before this law, there were other ways to prosecute, but it was much more convoluted.
Now, you've told us what revenge porn is. It's primarily, I would imagine, men doing this to women.
Yeah, and, usually the victims are women, overwhelmingly so, but not exclusively. In a recent investigation by the Press Association, there was only one male to every 8 female complainants to the police. So the men are getting put up there, but not so much as the women. Stop it! These photos are often taken by former partners and then either shared on social media or used to blackmail them. 14 police forces were examined in the investigation, including Hertfordshire, with cases including a man in his 40s cautioned for harassment after sending naked photos of his former girlfriend to her boss.
Oy.
And a teenage boy accused of blackmailing his former girlfriend by threatening to publish nude pictures of her online.
This new law, how effective has it been in stopping this?
Well, according to an investigation by the Press Association earlier on this year, it showed that more people were being charged after this change in the law in April. And that's something the Crown Prosecution Service seems to be backing up too. The Director of Public Prosecution, Alison Saunders, has said that whilst it's too early to tell what effect this new law is having on prosecutions, anecdotally they're seeing more cases brought to them by police, so that's a good sign. However, campaigners are critical of the legislation, saying it doesn't go far enough. For example, the law doesn't cover fake photographs where someone might Photoshop your face onto somebody else's body and pass it off as real, which can still cause the same harm that a real photo might. And whilst there's been an increase in convictions, they're also concerned that the punishments are too lenient.
Okay, 03459 455 555. Dealey's back, and already there is a certain air of plumage and plumage.
Plumitude.
He has He's lent 10 quid to a bloke who thinks he's called Adrian.
Adrian,
We'll discuss this in a bit. Let's get the trav first.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Looking at the motorways, there are no delays at the moment, but on the M1 between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable, there's a lane closed in both directions while the roadworks go on, so that might cause some delays. In Hertford on North Road, there's temporary traffic lights at Bramfield Road, and the A40 in High Wycombe has roadworks at the junction for Chorley Road, so that could cause some queues too, but it's very quiet at the moment. On the trains, though, the 6:13 service from Milton Keynes Central to London Euston has been cancelled. Samantha Breath, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Sammy. Where are we? 6:15, Monday it's the 1st of September. Well, nearly Christmas. That's the summer over. Hope you had fun, guys. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A woman from Stevenage will today become the first woman to be sentenced for posting revenge pornography online. Tributes have been paid to a former Aylesbury Grammar School student who died in the Shoreham air crash. And all babies will be offered a vaccination against meningitis B from today. Do you want one, little baby? Would you like vaccination?
Every weekday morning.
One partially closed and the others didn't operate at all.
I have contacted other companies who do it professionally, and they said it should have been anchored down.
The JVS Show.
It was looked over by the garage and they told me do not move the vehicle anywhere. It's a complete death trap.
The JVS Show fights for your rights and tackles your consumer problems.
I'm getting nowhere. I've tried on numerous occasions to talk to the manager of this company.
If you need our help, email jvsshow@bbc.co.uk.
So they said, we're going to contact the customer, we're going to have a chat, and we're going to make a gesture to that customer.
And we could do the same for you.
Without your programme, I don't know what you'd do in the morning.
The JVS Show, weekdays from 9 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Department S, and their hit is Vic There. That's a great name for a band, by the way, Department S.
The night is young, the mood is mellow, and there's music in my ears. Say, is Vic there? I hear ringing in the air, so I answer the phone. A voice comes over clear. Say, is Vic there? The night is young, the mood is mellow, and there's music in my ears. Say, is Vic there? I hear ringing in the air, so I answer the phone. A voice comes over clear. Say, is Vic there? The night is young, the mood is mellow, and there's music in my ears. Is Vic there? Hello. Is Vic there? 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 Is Vic there?
But Vic lived a man called Vic lived next door to us, and my dad would say when this was on Top of the Pops, got to number 22, so it's probably only on once, probably only happened once. Yeah, I'm going to phone up Vic next door and go, is Vic there? Here we go, guys. Here we go. This is the phone in for this morning. Ooh, all the. Thanks, guys. Jokes your parents or grandparents used to make whilst watching Top of the Pops. 03459 455 555. My granddad, God bless his soul, Grandad Bill, and I never saw it. He was like me. He was very lanky and gangly. Apparently did a mean Mick Jagger impression in the 1960s. He would do the dance, do that and the lips. and I've only ever seen my mum do impressions of my granddad doing impressions of Mick Jagger. Two phone-ins. Things your parents or grandparents said whilst watching Top of the Pops or listening to the Top 40 Countdown, and impressions you've only seen of people doing impressions of someone else doing an impression. It's a bit tricky to get your head around that, but...
During the 1980s, when men dressed like women and put earrings in and that,
yeah,
my dad would always say, and this is my dad back then, I'd like to tell you he's reformed, he's not really.
No.
He would say, man with an earring is either a puff or a pirate, and you don't see many pirates round here.
Yeah. There used to be an ear, didn't there? What was the gay ear?
I don't know,
By the
because
way,
it used to
guys,
shift according to you taking the mickey out.
If you want to start a band, Gay Ear is a great name for a band. You can have that. You can have that. I read a brilliant book when I was away on holiday by Mark Ellen, who is... He's a DJ and he used to write for Melody Maker and Smash Hits and no, NME, not Melody Maker, apologies. And he was saying about how his dad wouldn't like him. His dad used to really hate the Kinks and all of the bands that he was into. And then one day he came home and went to put on a Frank Zappa record, like it's about 1971, on the gramophone. And his dad went, yeah, sorry, son, you can't let you play your Frank Zappa. He said, why is that? He said, well, it's going to ruin the needle.
Beautiful.
He says low quality recording, it will ruin the needle. You can only play classical on this. So, things your parents or grandparents said whilst watching Top of the Pops or listening to that infernal music you used to play, and impressions you've only ever seen when it's someone else doing an impression of someone else doing an impression of someone else. 03459 455 555. I tell you what, let's do an impression of someone else. It'll be weird doing an impression of yourself, and then we'll see how close it is to the original. So, Kelly Betts, let's hear your J-Dog impression, please.
All right, geezer boss, how's it going?
Very nice. Catherine, your J-Dog impression, please.
Well, I mean, let's not kill the buzz round here. Let's keep it vibing.
My impression of the J-Dog. All right, geez, yeah, I'll lend you 10 quid even though I don't know who you are. This one's from 1971. It's the Rolling Stones, Brown Sugar. And let's hear Justin Dealey doing an impression of J-Dog.
And a very good morning to you, boss. How are you today, Princess?
Kelly Betts, you're the winner! Justin, you came third in that.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you back. It's been 3 weeks since the A-Team has been together, and boy, oh boy, the force is strong with this one.
Yeah, vibe's strong, yeah.
Well, thanks for calling, Justin. Bye. Now listen. Tell it. We'll do the Yarlswood story in a second. But you lent a complete stranger 10 quid, and you naively expect that person to turn up at work today and give it back.
He's not really a stranger. He's somebody who works in Dunstable on the streets. He's a very, very good street cleaner, actually. But he thinks my name is Adrian, and his mouth goes left to right. So he goes, "Oh, Adrian, how you doing?" He sounds a bit like that. "Oh, Adrian." Now, he's thought from day one my name is Adrian. My name is not Adrian.
What is your name again? It's Justin.
My name is Justin, or the J-Dog. So yesterday I walked out of the building. It was absolutely chucking it down with rain. He said to me, "Adrian, Adrian." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I've got no money."
Yes,
sir. He said, "I need some money. Look at the rain." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "I've left my money at home. I can't get a bus." I said, "Well, look, I've only got £10 on me. Take the note." He said, "Oh, Adrian, thank you so much. I'll drop it back in tomorrow to 3 counties. I'll just ask for Adrian, shall I?" I said, no. Ask for Justin or the J-Dog. Yeah, no worries, Adrian. I was like, oh, for goodness sake. So will he turn up with that £10? Somebody could be turning up at our door today saying, "I've got £10 for Adrian," and they'll probably say, "No, he doesn't work here."
That geezer is never going to turn up. And you'll see him outside. "Oh, no, sorry, Adrian, I forgot. Definitely tomorrow." That's going to be going on for the next year.
Quite possibly. But, I live in hope. Yesterday he was in a bad way, and I had a note in my pocket. I said, "There you go. Take the money. Go and get yourself a nice bus home. Enjoy the bants on the bus."
Is there such a thing as a nice bus? I've heard of the night bus, but not the nice bus. Just, can you take it to the streets? Asking if you were a muppet for giving a tenner to a stranger?
With pleasure and delight.
Yeah, with pleasure and indeed delight. 03459 455 555. Right. 3 weeks ago, the Chief Inspector of Prisons described Yarlswood as a place of national concern. Next week, Bedford Borough Council's Scrutiny Committee will visit the prison to see if any progress has been made. But we'll be catching up with one of the detainees this morning to see whether she's noticed any changes since she last spoke to Justin. This happened when I was off. A conversation, it was with Juliet, wasn't it, Justin? Made quite an impression.
Yeah, absolutely. She's from Uganda. She spoke to us live from inside Yarlswood. Now, she came here to study. Her visa has now run out, and she explained how she was victimised back home. She was beaten for being a lesbian. It sounded absolutely horrendous. I had a lot of sympathy on the day. Sadly, other people who phoned in on the day thought her story didn't really add up, and they had no sympathy. So I found that day quite tough, actually. I just thought, here is somebody who's in a terrible way. She needs help. And other people on the day, well, they just didn't believe her story.
What did the report say?
Well, this is the report from Her Majesty's Inspector of Prisons, and it wasn't very complimentary at all. In fact, it suggested that conditions at Yarlswood were actually worse than when they were inspected 2 years ago. After his inspection, the Chief Prisons Inspector, Nick Hardwick, said that it showed that women waiting for a decision about their immigration status should only be detained as a last resort, and outlined what he wanted to see changed.
First of all, I think there need to be time limits on the length of time that people can be held in Yarlswood. Women aren't there because they've broken a law and a court has sent them there. They're detained on the say-so of a civil servant. I think there should be time limits to that. And then secondly, I think there need to be much stricter rules to make sure that the most vulnerable women aren't detained. And the managers responsible for that process need to be held accountable for making sure that happens.
So the words there of Nick. One group of women who fall into that vulnerable category is pregnant women. The inspectors found that 99 women detained in Yarlswood. That's despite the Home Office policy of only detaining pregnant women in exceptional circumstances.
And what did the Home Office have to say in response to the report?
Well, a spokesperson said that a number of the findings in this report are extremely disappointing. Working with our partners, we want to make sure standards in the centre improve, especially regarding the provision and delivery of healthcare. We are committed to treating all detainees with dignity and respect. So that's briefly what they had to say in their statement.
And I'm speaking to Juliet. I missed all of this, so just give us a little bit of a background to Juliet.
Yeah, I mean, again, Juliet's story absolutely fascinating. She'll be talking to you hopefully live from inside Yarlswood later. She's from Uganda, seeking asylum because she fears for her life if she returns home. She's been in Yarlswood now for nearly 6 months or so, and she's still waiting to find out what is going to happen to her. Now, she says that she hasn't seen much change since the report 3 weeks ago, but she says the atmosphere has been tense. It's certainly a fascinating story, and as I said to you before, Ian, I've got every sympathy for her and her case.
Dealey, it's good to have you back. This song's going to make us late for the trav, but do you know what? I don't care.
Dress smart, act smart.
Beware of his promise.
Jamiroquai.
Believe what I say.
Gay ear update, guys. Apparently, the right ear is the gay ear.
Be sure of what you say, for the words may come too easy. If you don't believe I'm leaving, and goodbye may come too quickly. If you really think he loves you, if you really think he loves you, you would give your love so sweetly. If the day could last forever,
nasty growl. A lot of people playing with their private parts this morning whilst talking to me. Suck my kiss.
And the night begins to turn your head around. And you know
Morning.
you're gonna lose more.
Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. What did your parents or grandparents say when your favourite bands came on top of the pops? I'm guessing if you're of a certain age, there was a lot of confusion, excitement. This is the order that dads would have reacted to Boy George in the 80s. Excitement, arousal, confusion, disappointment, and jokes. That's pretty much. I think that's the.
You missed out shame.
And the shame. 03459 455 555. It's BBC Three Counties Radio. Let's get the trav.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 in both directions between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable, there's roadworks, so there's the lane closed each way, but it's moving fine at the moment. Expect some delays there later on though. In Hitchin on Fishponds Road, that's closed between Bedford Road and Burton Avenue in both directions. And in Chalfont St Peter on the A413 on Amersham Road, at the junction from Misbourne Avenue, there's roadworks there, which could also cause some queues. And the A14 High Wycombe has roadworks at the junction for Chorley Road. On the train to 6:35 service from Milton Keynes Central to London Euston has been cancelled. Samantha Breath, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6:30. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: a woman from Stevenage will become the first woman sentenced using new laws against revenge pornography today. Paige Mitchell has already admitted posting pictures of another woman on her Facebook account. The family of a man from Buckinghamshire who was killed in the Shoreham air crash have thanked the public for their support. 26-year-old Richard Smith, who attended Aylesbury Grammar School, was on a cycle ride with his friend. And all babies will be offered a vaccination against meningitis B from today. It's the first national and publicly funded programme against the infection in the world. The weather will be bright and breezy with scattered showers with the chance of thunder at times. Top temperatures around 18 degrees Celsius and 64 degrees Fahrenheit.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's football's transfer deadline day today, so there's likely to be movement at Watford, MK Dons, Luton, Wycombe and Stevenage. Watford must submit their final squad list, which can only feature 17 overseas players. Here's the Hornets head coach Kike Flores.
Okay, at the moment we are adapting to the category and we are adapting the system, the players, but the players are happy working with this idea. We just meet where we want, and I think we want the respect of the opponents. Is very important.
Luton Town take on Leyton Orient tonight in the Johnston Paints Trophy. Hatters boss John Still is set to make further changes to the team following Saturday's home defeat against Portsmouth.
We have loads of strength and energy and power, and we need to get that to the fore. And to be fair, it showed the other day. We're getting better, and we're capable of putting a good run together, so we'll keep working.
In non-league football yesterday, Boreham Wood were beaten 2-1 by Dover in the National League. In the South Division, St Albans drew 2-2 with Hemel Hempstead and Bishop Stortford were beaten 3-1 at Wildstone. England's cricketers beat Australia by 5 runs in their 2020 match in Cardiff. England made 182 with Australia just falling short. Serena Williams is through to the second round of the US Open tennis in New York. She says completing the season Grand Slam at Flushing Meadows would be extra special.
If it were in a different country, I think I would still love it, but it's not the same as being, an American playing in New York and playing for that ultimate goal. But it's really fun, and I'm literally enjoying the moment.
And Andy Murray gets his campaign underway tonight when he takes on the Australian Nick Kyrgios. BBC Three Counties News and Sport, more at 7 o'clock.
We got to patch it up, baby, before we fall apart at the seams. We got to patch it up, baby, we can't time unravel our dreams. Let's go back and touch the past. One more night is all I ask. Get that feeling, that old feeling, feel it healing.
Oh, I've got a great phone in. It's just come to me. It's just come to me. Ladies and gentlemen, ever fallen in love with a dead person? I did at the weekend.
Patch it up, baby. Let's sweep out all the cobwebs in our hearts. We've got to patch it up, baby, before indifference pulls us apart. Don't let a good love die. Let's give it just one more try with that feeling. That old feeling. Patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby. Patch it up. A whole lot of love. We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up.
Sounds like it's ending. It's not. There's loads more of this to go. Another minute.
We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby. Patch it up. With a whole lot of love. We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby.
It's another 2 minutes of this. We'll fade it out, though, because there's literally another 3 weeks of that. I'm just going to fade it out gently there. So, it sounds macabre. It sounds a little bit sombre. It's not. It's a genuine question. Have you ever fallen in love with a dead person? I did at the weekend. I felt it wasn't the Pictures of Lily moment, which is about them falling in lust with a dead person. I started watching some Carpenters. I had the afternoon free on, I don't know, one of the days. Let's just say Saturday, don't matter. And I thought, I'm going to... On YouTube, there was loads of Carpenters concerts. And I thought, I've never... Despite having sat 3 feet away from the Carpenters, yes, and I found a clip of that. It was cool. I'd never seen the Carpenters live, so I'm going to watch some Carpenters. I had it all lined up. I'm going to watch hours of the Carpenters. And I started with Carpenters live at the BBC. I think it's 1971, in concert. I had to stop after half an hour because I was falling hopelessly in love with Karen Carpenter.
I mean...
Probably stood equal chance, but I fell completely in love with, and it wasn't lust. I just thought, she's beautiful. In 1971, she was stunning, and she was a beautiful young woman, busy mouth,
long face,
busy mouth, too many teeth, and I just thought, oh my darling, you are so vulnerable. I want to take advantage. No, I didn't. I fell head over heels in love with her. It was weird because my wife was in the room, and I felt like I was cheating emotionally on my wife. I had to stop watching the Carpenters live because I'd fallen in love with Karen Carpenter.
Yeah.
Ever fallen in love with a dead man?
Twice recently.
Who?
George Harrison.
Oy.
Dennis Wilson.
Oy.
I mean, both of them I think I could take care of.
Oh.
In a very real sense.
Dennis Wilson was very... Kelly, ever fallen in love with a dead man?
No, mate.
Okay. Colin, ever fallen in love with a dead woman?
No.
Or man, I don't know.
Don't think so.
You don't... it's gone from a definite no to a I don't think so. So there's a possibility.
I've only just woken up.
What about... OK, well, have a little think about this. Marilyn Monroe.
No, definitely not.
Really?
Not love with Marilyn Monroe. Lust. Love. Let's play love or lust.
No, not even love.
We're gonna... Excuse me?
No.
She's not your flavour.
No.
Tell you what we're going to play. Colin, we're going to play a quick round of love or lust, OK?
Well, I haven't got long.
Mate, what's wrong?
I rang you up.
Have you been to see the doctors?
No.
What, the
why
hospital?
I rang you up is to remind you, in case you don't know.
How long have you?
Listen.
Colin, how long have you got? What we're talking months, weeks? What is it?
Not like that, you idiot.
Minutes.
Yeah. Two of your...
If you don't hurry up, I'm going to finish you off.
Listen, two of your monkeys are on the BBC breakfast.
Yeah, I know, the monkeys. The monkeys are on... Guess what? Okay, so the monkeys, right, they're playing
I
this...
just wanted to remind you.
The monkeys today, right, bearing in mind they're my favourite group.
Yeah,
They're
I know.
on
that's
Simon
what I
Mayo on
mean.
Radio 2. They're on BBC Berkshire. They're on BBC Essex and a load of other pony BBC stations.
But
where are they this morning?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When you were off, they sent a press release round saying, monkeys are coming, do you fancy an interview?
The monkeys is
So
coming.
I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And they said, he's already spoken to them, we'll see what we've got left. And I thought, well, why did you ask me then?
You cheeky... Anyway, don't matter. We got Glenn Tilbrook coming on tomorrow's show.
Anyway, they're on the
Hello?
sofa
Hello?
at 8:50.
What, at your house? That's weird. You better let them go, mate.
Colin, at 8:50, he's a bit busy.
Well,
Thank you. Is your Glenn Tilbrook story that he took the concert outside?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've said it in a rubbish way.
but I
no,
just-
that's pretty much it.
Glenn Tilbrook's on the show tomorrow, guys, from Squeeze, 8:30. And this week...
But he took the whole of all of us, the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, he let them played.
Yeah, I remember you told
went
me.
from electric to unplugged.
You told me, yeah, you remember
it was
it
a
now.
nice day.
He's on the show tomorrow. Why don't you talk to him? Off
That
air,
would
not
be
on my time.
disaster.
And then we've got one of the biggest rock stars of the 1960s on the show this week. And I'm not saying who. I'm not saying
I'm
who.
just thinking who's left.
It's and it's not on the list. I'll tell you. Yeah, you see. There you go.
Oh,
You see,
I
one of
see.
the biggest. More hit singles than the Beatles. Anybody?
Yeah.
More hit singles than the Beatles.
And from a proper place.
Don't be such a plumage.
It's true.
What? Okay. Love or lust?
Always. What?
No. Let's play Love or Lust.
Go.
Oh, hang on. Clip me back.
Sonia.
Oh, come on.
Lust. Okay. The Pasadenas.
Oh, that's going to be lust all the way, isn't it?
Do one for Kelly.
Kelly. I'm just thinking what your vibe might be.
Can I just try something? Can I throw one? Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart. Love or lust?
What if it's neither?
It's got to be
You've
one
got
or the
to
other.
choose one.
It's got to be one.
Really?
You've either got to sleep with them or marry them.
You have to feign one.
Lust, then.
Oh, you do it.
Yeah, you
Over and done
dirty.
with.
Uh,
I'll pretend he's Wurzel Gummidge.
All right, here's one. Jagger.
Lust.
All right, here's one for you. Ian Brown of the Stone Roses.
Oh, no.
No, you've got to do
I
one.
wouldn't have to do out with him, would I? He'd be asleep.
You've got to do one or the other. You have to wake him up.
Oh, I couldn't love him. No, after he made me watch that flipping awful film over the weekend. He said it was excellent. It was rubbish.
what film
I don't
was
think he
this?
even saw it.
What film?
Northern Soul. Oh, God.
Was it rubbish? Because
Yeah,
I'd heard good
it
things.
wa-
I was going to download that legally.
No, you don't need to download it. I bought it for your birthday, but you probably haven't even unwrapped
No,
it.
you gave me the book.
No, I think I gave you the DVD.
No,
as
mate.
well.
No, you didn't, mate.
Oh, well.
You didn't.
You're welcome, because it was rubbish.
You gave me the book, not the DVD. You didn't give
I
me.
thought I gave you both.
No, mate, you didn't. So you owe me a
All
good.
right, well, that was what I was prepping for Christmas, but you're not going to get it now, and
You
that's
owe-
my gift to you.
You owe me a good DVD.
I've given you a good DVD today.
That doesn't count because that wasn't part of the deal.
Oh.
Share.
Sorry. Well, no. Okay, we can share it.
You can have it. You can have it. Because I've seen it.
You mean the pop singer?
Anyway, Ian Brown. I
Okay.
could probably manage a bit of lust.
Okay. Share breaks down into categories. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, she's so plastic. 60,
OFS, old fashioned share.
60 share, OFS, love. 80 share, lost. Modern share. Do you know?
Bath chair.
No. Modern share. Do you know what? Lust.
I think she's probably a hoot.
What's that euphemism for? Horny, old,
Over the top, old.
tramp. Gypsies, tramps and thieves.
I think she'd be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, she'd be great. She just tweeted yesterday. Someone retweeted
She
that I
tweets a
followed.
lot and she spells it wrong. That puts me off a bit.
She just tweeted, "What's going on with my career?" It's doing all right, Cher. It's doing all right.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's starting to get busier on the M25 anti-clockwise between junction 16 for the M40 and 15 for the M4 at the Thorney interchange. On the North Orbital Road, it's slow at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. And in Aylesbury on the A41, there's roadworks at Gatehouse Way, so expect some delays there. And in Stevenage, it's looking quiet at the moment, but on Hitchin Road, there's a lane closed for water mains works between Gunnelswood Road and the Corys Mill Lane at Lister Hospital roundabout. And looking at the train departure boards, the 7:05 train from Watford Junction to London Euston's been cancelled. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Sammy. 6:45, Monday, the 1st of September. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A woman from Stevenage will today become the first woman to be sentenced for posting revenge pornography online. Tributes have been paid to a former Aylesbury Grammar School student who died in the Shoreham air crash, and all babies will be offered a vaccination against meningitis B from today. Do you want one, little baby?
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Dash, dash, easy press. I'm gonna ride that tunnel till the baby says you keep it locked down. Throw away the key. My second home is known as New York City. New York City, New York City, New York City.
Just remembered we got to do weather.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Who's on the weather today?
Iain, good morning. It's Alina.
Alina, I can only apologise. I've got a new toy in the studio which allows me to play anything I want, and I've gone nuts. I apologise. I'm going to sit back and we're going to enjoy the weather, Alina. Away you go.
Not at all. I mean, it is an improving day actually, so it's a better story.
Excellent.
A few showers around though, particularly in the short term, and some of those are likely to be on the sharp side. As they clear from about 9 or 10 o'clock, then the emphasis becomes on a mainly dry day, but there will be still a few showers around, and again, if you catch one, likely to be heavy. Quite a bit of cloud around, but where we do get some sunshine, that will help temperatures up to around 19 Celsius, but we've got quite a brisk northerly wind, so it's always going to temper things somewhat. A few spells of sunshine to end the day, then the night will be mainly dry, 1 or 2 showers passing through from time to time, but few and far between. Mixture of variable cloud and clear spells, temperatures in town falling down to 11 Celsius, but more rural spots could see lows of 6 or 7. So it's a cool start to Wednesday, but it's a bright one, some spells of sunshine, again quite large amounts of cloud through the day, could bring a few showers, but the emphasis on a mainly dry day with highs of 17 or 18 Celsius. Once again, the brisk northerly wind just taking the edge off things at times. It's a fairly quiet end of the week, mainly dry, although often cloudy for Thursday and Friday, and it will feel a bit cooler both by day and by night. And I'll let you go back to your jazzy jingles and things, Iain.
Thank you very much indeed. It's what we're famous for, our jazzy jingles. Oh, bum. Oh, I've done something now. Here we go.
Lockdown, throw away the key. My second home is known as New York City. Jump, limp leg, you're trailing behind me. I jumped the turnstile, you had to pay the fee. Meet me down on Orchard Street, collecting dirty looks from the hot mommies. I sail the streets of Soho, yo ho ho, give me the booty. You can smoke my trees and Yaga Hoy, it's a nipple season. Product in the rings.
What's going on there? What's going on now?
It's all stopped.
Oh, let's try. Hang on a minute. Why is that going on there? Hang on. Let me try this.
What?
My computer's broken.
Listen to this.
Hang on a minute. Yeah.
A doctor who posed by a woman's genitals as she gave birth was sacked in Malaysia after the snap became a Facebook hit.
Her snap became a Facebook hit.
Oh my God.
Flippin' heck. Wowzers.
I mean, wow.
How many likes did it get? How many thumbs up did it get?
Loads of thumbs up.
Did it have loads of thumbs up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she was having a baby.
What would you call that?
I'd call that a Velfie.
Let's try this.
Wake up, put your shoes on, take a breath of the northern air, and rub those eyes, genuflect beneath the starry skies. Before you climb the mountain,
come on, it's the Jayhawks. If I ever did a music show on this station, then I just play Jayhawks albums all the way through. So I've got an idea for a music show. Okay, and I'm going to pitch this to the boss. Right, £20. You get £20 budget a week, and you have to buy the music for £20. You have to go to like charity shops and record shops and stuff, and you got £20, and you have to buy, and that's where the music comes from.
That's a great idea.
The thing
It's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we've rinsed out the charity shops around here, haven't we?
No. Because this is the thing. The charity shops always have a secret stash backstage. What do they call it backstage? Out the back.
In the stock room.
In the stock
if
room.
you
They
will.
have a secret stash. And so they just put... Because the one around the corner that Colin works in, I managed to go in Colin's back entrance.
Did you?
Yeah.
He's never invited me in there.
Colin said, "Do you want to come round the back?" And I said, "Oh, of course I do." And I went round the back. It was a really tight squeeze, a tiny little crack.
Mm.
And I went round the back. And while I was there, I saw loads of good records.
Because, can I say, Dunstable, very Cliff heavy. Cliff, Val Doonican.
Well, they're waiting the outcome, aren't they?
Well, I don't know. Someone's had a proper clear out, and Cliff, it would seem, is out of favour.
There's always a lot of Cliff in charity shops.
It's because of his target audience, I guess.
Has Cliff ever recorded an album called Cliff Face? And it's his face on Mount Rushmore.
Cliffhanger.
Has Cliff ever recorded an album called Cliffhanger? And or is Cliff in the 70s? Did he release an actual cliffhanger? And it was a coat hanger with his face on, and you could hang your coat on.
We need to write this stuff down.
What was the other one you just said?
Cliftoff.
I bet he is. He is with us. Your Cliff Richard puns, please.
You cliff me up.
Sir?
You cliff me up.
He's got a Cliff palate.
Oh.
No?
Oh.
No?
No.
Your Cliff puns, please. 0345. Scott didn't like that song. 03459 455 555. Justin?
On the edge with Cliff.
That doesn't make any... No.
No, on the edge of a cliff. On the edge with Cliff.
Of Cliff.
Songs which are a little bit edgy.
He did do Wuthering Heights, didn't he, because of Heathcliff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't do it because of Heathcliff.
Yeah, he did. Of course he did. My mum went to see that show, and he was on it all the time.
By the way, Dealey, when I was away...
Yeah.
Were you rude about Cliff Richard on this show?
No.
We weren't rude, were we?
Right, okay. Let me just go through the facts here. I deal in fact, not fiction.
That we know that, yes.
Okay, I was expressing my story about the fact I shared a lobster with Cliff Richard a few months ago, and your producer, who looks all innocent, she was the one knocking Cliff, not me, boss.
Wasn't knocking him. I just said, I wonder if you can find someone who likes Cliff and is under 60. We found about 3.
Yeah. If that.
Okay, so...
And then that got put on a forum and turned into, we hate Cliff,
Okay,
we're probably going to make some sort of attempt on his life at some
Here we
point,
go.
and
Well,
we hate everyone who likes Cliff.
Never said that.
Well, can I just say this? Lynn Crawley, on the 22nd of August, posted a little comment on the Facebook page.
I'm sure it was really reasonable, because Cliff fans are, aren't they?
Absolutely disgusted by BBC Three for allowing this, and I've never seen this phrase used, young upstart. She's from a cartoon.
I'll take that.
Oh, dear.
This young upstart to make such a rude comment about Cliff fans being in their dotage to listen to him.
It was me that said that, actually.
I am 59.
Boom. So we got 4.
And certainly... And certainly not in my dotage. I've been a huge fan since I was 6 years old. Will he have the staying power? I think not. And then here comes the sucker punch. No more BBC for me. So Lynn will no longer watch, listen to, have anything to do with the BBC because of you suckers. We can't afford to lose people like Lynn.
What if Cliff's on?
Oh.
She'll be all over it.
Yeah. It's a good
Can't
life
stay
story
away from
anyway.
him. Yeah.
I've replied, you're not going to watch or listen to the BBC because someone said Cliff fans were old. On the basis of that, I'd have added the word sad as well.
Boom.
Justin.
Yes, boss.
You've taken the fact that you lent in inverted commas, I say give. Give. You gave a tenner to a stranger. You ain't never going to see that back. Yeah. I think you're a numpty. You've taken it to the streets, Justin. What's been the reaction out there?
Well, it was pouring down with rain, and I thought, you know what, as a good human being with a big booming heart, I thought I would lend somebody the money to get themselves a bus home because they'd forgotten their cash. You think I'm a muppet. I've taken this one to the streets. Yeah. Here's what the streets had to say. Sir, nice hat, nice beard. Would you lend somebody £10 that you kind of knew to get a bus if it was pouring down with rain, would you do that?
I would, yeah.
I did the same. And the guys back in the studio think that I'm a muppet. How would you respond to that?
Well, I wouldn't lend it to him again if I didn't get it back, so I can afford to lose a tenner. I'm not going to fall out over someone over a tenner.
If you didn't get it back, would you send the boys round?
No, not for a tenner, no.
For 20?
No.
30?
No.
When would you send the boys round?
I wouldn't lend that much money to somebody to have to send somebody round for it.
Rob, how's it hanging?
Not too bad.
Excellent. Rob, if you kind of knew somebody and it was chucking it down with rain and they said, look, I'm desperate to get a bus home, I need some money, would you lend the cheddar?
All depends on what circumstances they're in. If it's badly raining, then maybe, yeah. If I had money, then perhaps I would help that person out.
So if it was chucking it down, you would do. What if there was a rainbow in the sky and there was sun 1 minute and rain the next? So it was kind of intermittent.
Bit of both. I'd still help them out. Remember, sort of like public, like, you know. Yeah.
You're a good guy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
So many questions, so little time. The cheddar?
Just a straight term, mate. It's a straight term.
But what does it mean?
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. How long you got here, boss?
Well, minus 10 seconds. Go on, you can have what you want.
Oh, sir, thanks very much.
That's all right.
Thanks. Thank you. He just turned up with the money. Thank you
You're
very much.
joking.
No.
Did that just happen live on air?
Yeah, he just turned up with the £10.
Hey, get
hold on,
on.
boss. Oh, boss, hold on. Sir, what do you think my name is?
Adrian.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M25 anti-clockwise between junction 21 for the M1 and 19 for the A41 in Watford, it's starting to look very busy on the speed sensors. The A1 southbound is queued from the Holly Inn approaching the Stirling corner at Barnet Lane, and in Chalfont St Peter on the A413 Amersham Road. There's roadworks at the junction from Misbourne Avenue, which could cause some delays. On the train departure boards at the moment, there are no major delays showing up so far. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Well, we couldn't have worked out any better if we planned it. How wonderful. 0344. Oh, Dealey, could you take Ever Fallen in Love with a Dead Person to the streets, please? Be gentle, be gentle.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7 o'clock. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: woman from Stevenage convicted for revenge pornography, former Aylesbury student killed in the Shoreham air crash, and vaccinations for babies against meningitis B.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A woman from Stevenage will become the first woman sentenced using new laws against revenge pornography today. Paige Mitchell has already pleaded guilty to revenge porn and actual bodily harm. Ben Nye reports.
Mitchell was charged at the beginning of July after posting naked photographs of another woman onto her Facebook account. The legislation makes it a criminal offence to disclose private sexual photographs or films without the consent of anyone appearing in them. She's set to become the first woman to be convicted using the new laws, which were brought in April.
The family of a man from Buckinghamshire who was killed in the Shoreham air crash have thanked the public for their support. Richard Smith attended Aylesbury Grammar School before his family moved to Hampshire in 2008. He was on a cycle ride with his friend when the vintage jet crashed onto the A27. Our reporter Paul Sortell has been reading a statement from Richard's family.
Richard was a lively, good-humoured 26-year-old. His passions in life were for his family, friends and his beloved bikes. His boundless enthusiasm was infectious. He was a truly wonderful, caring and loving person, and he leaves behind his partner Victoria, his parents and two much-loved brothers, William and Edward. He'll also be sorely missed by all who knew him.
All babies will be offered a vaccination against meningitis B from today. It's the first national and publicly funded programme against the infection in the world. Jane Wells is from the charity Meningitis Now.
It's definitely going to save lives. I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to save every life. It's not eradicating the disease. It's not stopping all cases, of course, and people should still be very, very vigilant over signs and symptoms, but it's going to actually reduce the number of meningococcal B by a considerable amount.
New regulations for lorries are coming into force as part of a scheme to reduce the number of cyclists who are killed or injured in London. Drivers who refuse to follow the rules could be fined up to £1,000. Transport manager Peter Parle explains what changes have to be made.
The side guard
protects people from getting dragged under the wheels of the lorry. There's a good chance that they're going to hit this and bounce away. You have the Class 2 mirror that looks back along the side of the vehicle. You have the Class 4 mirror that gives you the wide angle lens, and around the front the Class 6 mirror that shows you the whole front of the vehicle. And you have the close proximity mirror that looks down at the curb.
In sport, it's football's transfer deadline today. Watford must submit their final squad list, which can only feature 17 overseas players. This evening, Luton Town take on Leyton Orient in the Johnston Paints Trophy. The weather will be bright and breezy with scattered showers with a chance of thunder at times. Top temperatures around 18 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Would you lend the cheddar?
I mean, no one actually knows what. I mean, let's just see that again.
Would you lend the cheddar?
It's just.
I've only just woken up.
Tell me about it, brother. Morning, guys. Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. For the first time in, blimey, 5 weeks, the A-team is back together. We're all under the same roof. This can only mean we're going to annoy some more local radio breakfast presenters with our our flippant attitude to broadcasting. You idiots!
Oh, that lot of BBC Three Counties Radio sounds like they're having too much fun. It's not. That's not what it's about. It's not meant to be having fun. It's disrespectful. This sounds like they're too cool for school.
We're too cool for your school, brother. And we're having too much fun. 03459 455 555 81333. Start your text 3CR.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Have we got any texticles?
Yeah, we have.
What we got?
We've got one from Peter in Walmer Green. He's woken up and he's woken up punching.
What does Peter from Walmer Green want to have a whinge about this morning? Via
All
the text?
illegals can leave Yarlswood if they agree to be removed. They are illegals.
Yeah, the illegals tend to get booted out. Those that have a legitimate legal claim can stay. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. If those people are legitimately fleeing persecution and murder and all kinds of horrible things, I'm more than happy to let them stay. The ones that are dodgepots, yeah, send them back.
Tony
That's
says...
that sorted.
Tony. Iain, the lady whose visa ran out and she was locked up in Yarlswood, the lesbian women.
Yeah.
To be locked up with all those other women, she must be guaranteed a question mark.
Oh, I say.
Coming over here,
Yes.
nicking all our women,
Yes.
send her back to Lesbos.
Lesbos.
Joking, says
Wow.
Tony.
Good joke. I like it. It's good to joke about people who are being persecuted. Yeah. The question is, and we'll be speaking to this woman later on, how do we know she is a lesbian? And I, you know, these questions have to be asked because you can claim to be gay and you are being persecuted for your homosexuality. How do they prove that?
Well, she'll have a track record in, what? No, she's been an activist, so there'll be some sort of footage of, surely, of her waving placards and that. I don't think you're going to be able to prove it any other way. Iain.
I just wonder how you would... How
Because
you
you
prove
know,
such a thing?
Well, I mean...
Because and I'm not saying this woman is. I'm just throwing it out there because this is what some people are thinking and we have to question everything. It would be easy for me to escape from Nigeria. I mean, okay, and then come and say, "Oh, I can't go back. I'm gay. They'll kill me." Oh, okay. Well, how do they prove it? I mean, what is it showing you? Do they show you? This is the flippant answer. Do they show you, gay porn and see if that works? What? How do they prove your sexuality?
I guess
it's a tough one, isn't it?
I guess it's what happens
hard one.
because of your I guess it's what happens because of your sexuality. Because according to Juliet, she was repeatedly arrested and raped by the police.
Okay.
Because she went on demonstrations.
And how do you prove that?
Well, there'll be pictures of her at a demonstration, won't there?
I don't know. Are there? Have you seen them? How do we prove that?
I haven't researched her. I don't know what her surname is. What are you looking at me for?
But you see,
the Home Office are doing it.
No, but you see why I know. But you see why I'm asking this question. It's not as easy as you know. You can. I know a lot of people, a lot of listeners questioned Juliet's story when she was on last time. Yeah. And I think that in some ways they're right to question it.
Yeah, of course they are.
We have to question everybody that comes over.
But Juliet hasn't been... She's been in this country for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And while she was studying at the university, she was also an active member of the kind of... She was trying to raise awareness of what was going on back home. So surely you
when she was studying in this country?
Yeah.
So retrospectively... It could be argued that
Well, you look and see whether her story's always been the same.
Well, but how do you do that?
Because she was here legally before. There was no reason for her to lie before.
Okay. Well, you're in a kind of a green card scenario, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's a tough one, and I think these questions are legitimate to be asked. I'll probably bottle out of asking her myself.
No, ask her. I mean, she's very.
Okay,
She's,
I will.
She's been asked all kinds of things.
I bet she has. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. A woman from Stevenage will become the first female sentenced using new laws against revenge porn later on today. Paige Mitchell pleaded guilty to actual bodily harm and revenge porn, which became an offence in its own right earlier this year. Dr. Emma Short is a psychologist for the National Centre for Cyberstalking Research at the University of Bedfordshire and joins me now. Morning, Emma.
Good morning.
This legislation, it's early days. Is it working? Can we tell that yet?
Well, there have only been a small number of cases that have been brought to court, and most of those have been prosecuted by the looks of things. The sentencing varies a lot, but it does seem to be something that works in court.
Why do people do it, first of all?
The revenge porn?
Yeah.
Or the action of that? Well, this is one of the things that we're not absolutely sure about. We don't have great figures about the prevalence, the motivation of people and why they do it. But there's a lot of speculation about why they do it, and some of it does seem to be about the breakup of a relationship and the immediate feelings of revenge and anger that people have. And often in that case, people have no idea of the consequences that they are going to create for the victims. But there are lots of other cases that are much more organised and serious, that involve misrepresentation of the victim and are clearly much more thought out.
It's interesting because if I hear of a man doing this to a woman, I think, oh, that's terrible, that's outrageous. And then I read a story in the paper at the weekend, and my knee-jerk reaction, before my intelligence kicked in, or my intellect kicked in, it was a woman who had done it to her husband. She caught her husband cheating with a female friend, and so she WhatsApped all of his friends some pictures of them having it. And my knee-jerk reaction was, yeah, good girl. And then, of course, the intelligence kicked in and thought, actually, that's really inappropriate and horrible. Do we view it differently when it's a man doing it to a woman and the other way around?
I think we probably do. When you look at all of the research we've got, from charities like Women's Aid and so on, there is a very negative view of women being sexually active compared to men. And this is where all the victim blaming comes from as well. If a woman is revenge porn, quite often there are negative judgments about the fact she was sexually active at all.
Yeah, we do. It's weird, isn't it? I can't remember what book I was reading at the weekend, but we do still have that image that if a bloke's having it away, good on you, fella. It's slightly simplistic, and if a woman's doing the same, then she's a slapper. I'm not saying that's correct at all, but it's odd, isn't it, that we it's okay for. It's kind of okay for blokes and perceived as being worse for women.
Yes, totally. And I think this happens throughout the generations as well. The sort of teenagers that I've talked to about issues like this, they still find the same. If sort of activity, any kind of sexual activity sort of emerges in a school or a college environment, boys are very often still kind of applauded for that, and girls are judged very negatively.
What effect does it have on the victim? The person who's featured in those pictures or those movies that are put online?
It's absolutely massive, and the way it spins and spins and spins, you might post the pictures to just a few people or put them on Facebook, but quite quickly things like amateur porn sites, even the professional revenge porn sites, will pick up on images, and within days or weeks there might be tens and thousands of hits on those images.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's one thing in the old days there being a VHS tape floating around, but once you put it online, that's the genie out of the bottle, isn't it? There's no guarantee you're going to be able to get that image back.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's let's just take for granted that the emotional impact, fear and distress is massive, but also in terms of your future opportunities. Microsoft recently commissioned a survey that said 80% of the potential employees will get intelligence about applicants from online, and about 70% of them will discard some of the applicants based on what they find. That's your future.
Emma, really interesting talking to you. Thank you very much indeed. Dr. Emma Short, a psychologist for the National Centre for Cyberstalking Research. 03459 455 555.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
03459405555 is the... Oh, do I keep saying Monday? Someone's texted. Please remind Iain it's Tuesday. Have I kept saying Monday?
I haven't noticed, but it's bank holiday hangover, isn't it?
I've got the bank... Well, 2 weeks off, then come back for 5 days, then it's a long weekend. I can only apologise, guys, but if let's be honest, if you're relying on me to tell you what day it is, you're all screwed. Seriously.
It's because you did it a couple of times last week.
Did what?
Gave the date, the time, everything. I mean, you don't need that stuff, guys.
You don't need that stuff. Just, I don't know, look at your watch or your telefono. It's Greek for telephone.
Is it?
Yes, it is, telefono.
Oh.
Πού είναι το telefono μου? Εδώ.
It's there.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's nice, isn't it? Πού είναι το αυτοκίνητο μου? Εκεί.
Θέλω να αλλάξω 100 λίρες, παρακαλώ. Don't need to do that anymore.
Όχι. Have we got any texts?
Yes, we have. Ian, Cliff should bring out a line of tinned fish.
Here we go.
Cliff's pilchard. Like Richard, but pilchard, says
I
Matt.
used to go to school with a kid called Cliff Pritchard.
Did you?
Cliff Pritchard. That was a deliberate thing by his parents. Cliff. So the surname was Pritchard, and they called him Cliff Pritchard. Yeah. Your Cliff puns, please. Just, you know what I'm saying when I say be careful. 03459455555. Cliff Pritchard. It's not a pun, it's a name.
Yeah.
Boy's name. Anything else?
Dave says, I haven't got a 3CR membership card. Why?
Because I never got around to doing it.
No, you don't need one.
Well...
Who's going to check? I'm not going to check. I haven't got time. I've got stuff to do.
Here's the thing, right?
Go on.
Sorry? What's wrong, Kels?
Oh, just made really horrible tea.
Again.
What's the coffee like?
Really,
you need more practice.
Sad about that.
Coffee's great.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
nailed coffee.
We'll do this in a second. I heard that rumour. Listen, mate. I need to have a word with you, Kelly Betts.
Okay.
How come you're rubbish with us, but yet your show yesterday at 6 o'clock on Bank Holiday Monday was actually really good? I don't understand. So is the rubbish being an act, or is the good because it was pre-recorded?
Yeah.
So did it take you like weeks to just pre-record?
No, I bashed it out in an hour.
Wow.
That was as live.
Then why are we getting the thin end of the wedge, the short straw?
I just think that you haven't given me a chance to shine on the show yet.
You've had 3 years to shine on the show.
Yeah, but
She's
in
using you.
bits.
She's using you as a crutch, mate. What you need to do is close your fader and let her have it.
Okie dokie.
Here's travel with Sammy.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 southbound, it's busy from junction 12 for Flitwick to 10 for Luton Airport, where the roadworks are. On the M40 towards London, it's slow from junction 5 for Stokenchurch towards junction 4 for High Wycombe. And on the M25, it's busy anti-clockwise between junction 22 for St Albans and 19 for Watford. On the North Orbital Road, there are queues between White Horse Lane westbound towards Shenley Lane. And in Stevenage on Hitchin Road, it's starting to look quite busy where there's a lane closed between Gunnells Wood Road and the Lister Hospital roundabout. There are no delays showing up on the train departure boards at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. It's Tuesday for all you pendants out there. The 1st of September, I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A woman from Stevenage has become the first woman to be convicted for posting revenge porn on the internet. A cyclist killed in the Shoreham air crash has been named as former Aylesbury Grammar School student Richard Smith. And a national vaccination programme against meningitis B is being launched for babies today.
After falling at the final hurdle in one cup competition,
Griffiths hits a crossbar. That's the first one missed.
Luton now turn their attention to the Johnston's Paint Trophy. Tonight they're at home to Leyton Orient.
That is a stunning goal from Orient there.
Hoping to make it through to the second round.
That's
Luton versus Leyton Orient in the Johnston's Paint Trophy. Tonight from 7, here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now, it says on my screen... Hang on a second, let's just get a little bit of music. Hang on. Let's have this. Hang on a second. Yeah, instrumental cameo, guys. Don't worry. I got this one covered.
You're not going to do the...
I don't know the... Not yet. Dennis is in Dunstable. I just thought this music suited you, Dennis.
No, what rubbishy equipment have they dealt with now? The damn thing keeps going wrong.
It's all from Maplin's and not the holiday camp.
It was a cheap one. I bet it was a cheap one.
It was done on the cheap.
Yeah,
I think it was installed by the PG Tips Monkeys. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it's marvellous, I know.
Isn't it marvellous?
A gentleman of your
height
should be getting some very good equipment.
I used to many years ago. Anyway, it's a different story. What have you got for us, Denis?
Well, you were talking about names which are almost names. There used to be a policeman in Dunstable called Robin Banks.
Hang on one second. Just need to go to the team. Were we doing a feature that was names that are almost names?
No.
Kelly?
Nope.
Okay. Carry on, Dennis.
You were talking about people that some people sounded as their name, but I've worked with a Bert Lillycrap.
Just wait 1 second. Just going to go to the team. Were we doing a phone-in on people that sounded like their names?
People that sounded like their names? No.
Kelly?
No,
okay. Carry on, Denis.
Well, I mean, did you recall what you said earlier on about entering in somebody's back passage and how the crack was very tight?
I do remember that, yes. I do remember that.
I know. You've got to be very careful what you say. So you obviously don't know what you're broadcasting.
Thank you very much indeed, madam.
Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye-bye. Oh, he's gone. Dennis is listening to his own show in his head.
Sounds pretty good.
It does sound all right, doesn't it, actually? It does sound all right. 03459 455 555 is the phone number.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now, nearly 3 weeks after a damning report, has anything changed at Yarlswood Detention Centre? Next week, Bedford Borough Council's Scrutiny Committee will visit the prison to see if any progress has been made after it was labelled a national concern by the prison's inspectorate. It comes as the Yarlswood Befrienders, a voluntary group which helps detainees at the centre, are appealing for more volunteers to meet the demand for their assistance. Well, Jessica Anslow is from Yarlswood Befrienders, joins me now. Morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
Tell us about some of the women that you've been helping.
Well, we see lots of women inside Yarlswood, and there's a big range of people. So your race, your religion, your sexual orientation, your political views, none of them come into play. You can be detained. So we see a big range of women there.
The report labelled it a national concern. Have you seen any improvements since then?
I think, to be honest, it's a bit too early. I mean, it's only been, like you say, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But we have had a meeting with the management inside Yarlswood, and we are aware that there are some changes that are proposed and that will be happening, some positive changes.
What are those changes? What needs to change?
I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to say what the changes they've proposed, but as a befriender and after meeting the women every day, I personally feel that healthcare needs looking at massively. It is healthcare that the women often complain about.
Yeah, we've heard that mentioned before, that it's not appropriate for the number of women, and also that privacy is a real issue there, or lack of privacy.
Yes.
One of the local papers, the Bedfordshire on Sunday, reported that a pregnant woman was brought into Yarlswood in the last week, despite this report. Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard recently. However, we've seen a lot of pregnant women inside Yarlswood, and it's from the Home Office guidelines. It states that pregnant people should not be detained. Yet we see them. Also, the elderly that can't have their care provided for shouldn't be detained. Yet we see people in their late 70s. People with serious mental health issues, again, shouldn't be detained. We see people with paranoid schizophrenia. Practically everybody we see has got...
If they're not supposed to be there, here comes my simplistic sixth form argument. If they're not supposed to be there, then what are they doing there? Why are they there?
I really don't know. That's the question I ask when I meet pretty much every woman that I see. What are they doing there? They shouldn't be there under the Home Office's own guidelines, and yet they're still detained.
You need more volunteers, don't you? What would these volunteers be doing?
So we ask our volunteers to visit a detainee once a week until they are released or until they're no longer inside Yarlswood. They offer a befriending ear, listening support, being very non-judgmental, and just providing friendships for these women that are in a really desperate situation.
And Jessica, when I wasn't on the last time we talked about this, but in the past and today, we do get a lot of angry people, a little bit too scared to phone up, but a lot of angry texters saying, well, hang on a minute, what are we doing wasting money on these people? Let's send them all back. They're all chances. They're all dodge pots. We don't want anything to do with them. What would you say to those texters? And say no one calls in because they're too scared, but those texters?
I would say that it would be much cheaper, firstly, to not detain them and to look after their claim while they were living in the community. And I'd also say that if these people, and I know there are many people that feel that way, if they sat down and met these women or met these gentlemen that have been through horrific experiences, torture, rape, trafficking, I think if they sat down and actually met them, then their attitudes would be challenged, and I'm sure their hearts would be opened.
I don't know if it would for all of them. I think it might do for a few. Jessica, I really appreciate your time and keep on doing the good work. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jessica Anslow from the... Oh, Jessica, before you go, you're asking for volunteers. If people are interested, how do they get in touch?
They can find all the information they need on our website, which is www.ywbefrienders.com or .org. We have an information session coming up on the 22nd of September at the Quarry Theatre at 6:30, where we'll be following by a film showing of Leave to Remain. And then October the 3rd, 10 till 4, we have a training and selection day at our offices on Bromham Road. But if people just look on our website and send me an email, that would be wonderful.
Jessica, brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Jessica Anslow from Yarlswood Befrienders.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
This popped up on iPod Shuffle this morning in the car.
You bought this?
I did actually. It's symphonic rock, disc 2.
It's not another karaoke track.
Oh, okay, right. So, So my sister emigrated on Saturday. Oh God, and I'm going to probably cry a little bit now, or maybe I'm over her. Oh yeah, it's fine. What sister? So my sister and her 2 kids, who I absolutely adore, they emigrated, and I went to see them at the airport, and it was horrible. Oh, it was horrible. I am going to cry. Right, it was absolutely horrible. And we're trying to do the brave face, and the kids are sticking their tongues out at me so they don't cry and stuff. And then there's that bit where you're stood there, and then they put in their liquids in plastic bags. You're thinking, "Oh, just go away."
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Just go, and then they're walking down, and they just go, please. And they went, "Oh, I'm going to cry."
How long before you actually said goodbye to them? Because with my sister, it was like, keep talking, go.
Oh, look, I'm welling up. Isn't that funny? And they went, and anyway, they went, and then I cried, and I went to the toilet, and I sobbed like a baby.
Oh.
Then I went to my car, and I howled like a hound. And then I did a little prayer to the gods of music, and I knew my iPod was going to play something appropriate. I just knew it. I had the vibe. The iPod was going to play something that would be very special for me and would be really appropriate, right?
Was it Baby Come Back?
No, it didn't just play one song. It played 3 songs in a row that were like, oh, flipping it. Let me just. So, hang on. Let's. There we go. Right. So this is the first song that pops up, right?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Where do I let you play? Put you in there. So, here we go. So this is the first song and it's the version as well.
Oh.
No, don't worry. I know, haunting. So my sister's gone, and I'm in the car at Heathrow Terminal 2 Airport. And I'm thinking, oh, this is a bit spooky, it's a bit rubbish. And then, it's the Young at Heart chorus, so they're all in their 80s. Oh, this comes up, right?
These guys.
Oh, these guys are brilliant, but they really just get you there, you know. Here we go. this woman's voice. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be cheesy. This is going to be all right. This will be a bit of a laugh. I can take my tongue will be in my cheek, and then suddenly this like 86-year-old woman just starts singing like this. Oh, eventually.
Is she all right?
I saw him today at the reception.
Oh, God, I was gone then, right?
With a glass of wine in his hand. I knew he would meet his connection. And at his feet was a footloose man.
Oh, God, it's just sending shit. I mean, it's just, oh, man.
You can't.
So that's the first one, all right? And that had me in floods of tears. And I'm thinking, oh, iPod, you've played a blinder. Let's have something completely light and fatuous for song number 2. It comes on, oh, Beach Boys song. What song's this? I don't remember this song. It's a Beach Boys song. What song is it? Okay.
There she goes, she ran.
Oh, this is bouncy and upbeat. Here we go. I don't remember this song. Oh, hang on. No, it's not that. No, it's not Wendy. It's Oh no! I know what song this is. Damn you, Brian Wilson.
Oh no!
Don't hurt my little sister. Don't hurt my little sister. And so that's 2 in a row, and I'm thinking, wow, that's magical. The third one's going to be something completely flippant and light and frothy, and we can have a good laugh. And then this comes on.
Side of the road I stopped and picked up the pieces of your car. You were just standing speechless, knowing you'd never travel far. That's what you do.
Wait till you get to the chorus. And I was just kind of composed myself.
That's when I knew that
as I hit the M4. And then suddenly.
That's when I knew where I was. That's when I knew that I was home.
Oh God, it's Home by Bare Naked Ladies. Flippin' heck. Magic iPod.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There are queues on the M1 southbound from junction 12 for Flitwick to 10 for the Luton Airport Spur Road. That's because of the roadworks there. And the A1M southbound is very busy too from junction 8 for Stevenage North to junction 7 for the A602. On the M25 it's busy anti-clockwise between junction 22 for St Albans and 19 for the A41 in Watford. And in Bricketwood on the North Orbital Road it's very slow at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. But on the train departure boards there are no delays showing up at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7:30. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines. A woman from Stevenage will become the first woman sentenced to using new laws against revenge pornography today. Paige Mitchell has already admitted posting pictures of another woman on her Facebook account. The family of a man from Buckinghamshire who was killed in the Shoreham air crash have thanked the public for their support. 26-year-old Richard Smith, who attended Aylesbury Grammar School, was on a cycle ride with his friend. And all babies will be offered a vaccination against meningitis B from today. It's the first national and publicly funded programme against the infection in the world. The weather will be bright and breezy with scattered showers, the chance of thunder at times, top temperatures around 18 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit.
Three Counties Sport.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's football's transfer deadline day, and it's just been announced that FC Porto have signed Watford defender Miguel Leon on a season-long loan. The Hornets must also submit their final squad list, which can only feature 17 overseas players. Here's their head coach, Kike Flores.
Okay, at the moment we are adapting to the category, and we are adapting the system, the players, but the players are happy working with this idea. We transmit, we want, and I think we want the respect of the opponents is very important.
Luton Town take on Leyton Orient tonight in the Johnston Paints Trophy. Hatters boss John Still is set to make further changes to the team following Saturday's home defeat against Portsmouth.
We have loads of strength and energy and power, and we need to get that to the fore. And to be fair, it showed the other day. We're getting better, and we're capable of putting a good run together, so we'll keep working.
In non-league football, Boreham Wood were beaten 2-1 by Dover in the National League. In the South Division, St Albans drew 2-2 with Hemel Hempstead and Bishop Stortford were beaten 3-1 at Willstone. England's cricketers beat Australia by 5 runs in their 2020 match in Cardiff. England made 182 with Australia just falling short. Serena Williams is through to the second round of the US Open tennis in New York. She says completing the Grand Slam at Flushing Meadows would be extra special.
If it were in a different country, I think I would still love it, but it's not the same as being, an American playing in New York and playing for that ultimate goal. But it's really fun, and I'm literally enjoying the moment.
And Andy Murray gets his campaign underway this evening when he takes on the Australian Nick Kyrgios. BBC Three Counties News and Sport, more at 8 o'clock.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with fire up. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star.
Mum, can I have a Fall Guy bath? Mum, I want a Fall Guy bath, Mum.
I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
Oh gosh, be careful how you handle the Daily Mirror today. You don't need to see page 3 or page 2. It's I don't know what to call that. It's there's lots of shots of Miley Cyrus. Let's just leave it there. Downstairs.
If we were to see any more of her, we'd need some sort of MRI machine, wouldn't we?
Boom! She's been saying that line in the office for the past 6 months. Finally.
Yeah, but sometimes it's Rihanna.
Finally, we've got it out on air, and that's what we need.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that?
Well, did anyone go? I can't think of anything worse. Right.
I bet I can.
Well, you don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, no.
Well, what do you think? Okay, what can you think of?
I can think of worse most things.
Okay.
Go on.
I can't think of anything worse than the Notting Hill Carnival.
Oh, I can.
Huh?
Like world hunger and
oh, for
poverty
goodness
and
sakes. You know what I mean. No, actually, Notting Hill Carnival is worse than famine.
Oh, come on.
You should put that on their flyers.
And it's worse.
Kelly, no.
I tell you why, because you get women like that poncing around. Chrissy Hyde would have something to say about her poncing around like that. But it's just, and all the coppers having a little cheeky little spliff and big reggae sound systems. Even though I'm going to get into reggae soon, I've decided. Just a big reggae, and you know,
UB40,
me be 42, and rice and pea and ting and patties and just
I
loud.
thought you were partial to dirty wine.
Even the No, it sounds to...
You don't like a bogle?
I like playing Boggle. Yeah, it's a good game. The one with the letters. It reminds me of when Mrs. Bartram, my teacher, didn't like me. You're not as good as your sister, Iain. Yeah, well, she lives in a foreign country and I've been on telly. Who's winning now?
New Zealand.
We're going to go on a school trip, right? It was a boring school trip. And she said, we were all messing around on the bus. And she stood at the front. She says, 2 things. You will behave. And you will enjoy yourselves. Right. Well, neither of those things happen for me. And that's what Notting Hill Carnival feels like. You will enjoy yourself. Yeah, while making sure my wallet is in my front pocket so I can't be pickpocketed, making sure I don't breathe in so I don't get a contact eye from the ganja weed, and making sure I eat before I go so I don't have to do that rubbish that's being cooked up in the streets. And also making sure something about being squashed because it's busy.
Have you ever been?
No!
You might love it.
I drove back through the aftermath once, and it looked... You know, sometimes after a big party, there'll be someone asleep in their own sick in the garden and someone in their pants on the settee. It was like that. It was like that, but it was the whole of West London. Oh, it was disgusting.
You've just described my tube home last night.
What's your tube like?
Basically that.
No, mate, it's horrible. Deals, you're with me on this, aren't you?
Well, to be honest with you, I'd never been. I can only talk of my experience of the Luton International Carnival, and that, my friend, is a great vibe. You need to have more of a street presence about you. Get out the studio and enjoy the vibe.
No, mate, no.
Yes.
First of all, there will be some people laughing at your comparison of the Luton Carnival compared to the Notting Hill Carnival.
Well, not really, no.
No. Well, yes.
You haven't been.
No, but one's not very big.
No, Luton's big.
All right, how many people go?
Well, you can't get a car parking space, so it's that big.
You can't get a car parking space in the whole of London on a bank holiday weekend when it's Notting Hill Carnival.
Yeah.
You can't compare the two. That's like comparing a thimble with an ocean. That's a good one, isn't it?
I suppose. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah,
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. It's like waving a joss stick in a cathedral.
Oh, now.
What? Anyway, and it was raining, so Yabu sucks. Dealey, at the weekend, I kind of had a pictures of Lily moment, but a clean one. Yeah. I was watching the. By the way, I've sat 3 feet away from the Carpenters, so they're kind of friends. They kind of are. How close have you sat to the Carpenters, Kelly?
The band, or just?
Oh, for crying out loud! Next, you'll be making. Next, when I say, "Oh, here's the police," but with "here's the police," you'll be saying, "Oh, what have I done?" Yeah, you see.
Have some respect.
I spent a lot of my teenage years crying in a mirror to the Carpenters.
I spent a lot of my teenage years with a mirror in front of me.
Yeah. Were you crying?
In some ways.
Listening to the vapours.
Listening to the vapours. Now, so Karen Carpenter, I never really felt that strongly about her. I liked her, but I was watching BBC in concert 1971, and I had to stop it after half an hour just because I was actually not falling in lust with her. I was actually falling in love with her. Like proper, she was vulnerable, she was beautiful, I wanted to protect her. Oh my God, if my wife wasn't here, we could run away. And then I thought, actually, I'm falling in love with I'm falling in love with a dead woman.
A ghost, if you will.
Sorry?
A ghost, if you will.
Well, no. You two aren't taking this seriously, so I'm going to delete you from the conversation, OK?
Good.
There we go. Deleted. Just me and you, Justin. Have a mature talk. Have you ever fallen in love with a dead woman?
No, I haven't. I mean, the only obsession that I ever had with somebody who was dead was Jim Morrison. I'll be completely honest with you. I saw the Doors film, and I thought,
you fall in love with him?
Well, I didn't fall in love with him. Okay, this is the nearest I've got to falling in love with a dead person. I thought, you know what? I want to be that man. That film. For weeks afterwards, I thought, wow, Jim Morrison, what an absolute legend. My life is so boring.
You know that Val Kilmer is still alive?
Yeah, I know, but he's unfortunately put a lot of weight on.
Okay, if I were to fix it. For Val Kilmer to lose a lot of weight, would you like to marry him?
Well, no, he's still not Jim Morrison, though, is he?
Hang on a second. I've got to interrupt this. We're getting the news flash. Sorry, Justin. Catherine, what was the news flash?
Val Kilmer chatted my sister at once before he was fat.
Yeah.
So wasn't like he was desperate.
Was this in the Top Secret era?
Which?
The Top Secret era. Have you never seen Top Secret?
No.
Oh man.
I mean, the box would put me off. I'd go, oh, that's not for me. Top Secret.
You've never seen Val Kilmer's greatest film, Top Secret?
Is he...
Oh, mate, honestly, it was... you know the airplane films?
Yeah.
It was the first film like that.
Oh, I don't like goofy Val Kilmer. I like sexy, smouldering Val Kilmer.
No, but he was sexy in it. He plays a rock star in it.
I'll have some of that.
He plays a rock star in it.
Is he dressed as a bat?
No, that's the Batman.
Anyway, so... My sister was cabin crew. for the one where they have to be sexy.
Yeah.
And Val Kilmer was chatting to her and asked her whereabouts she was planning to have dinner that night in LA. And she was like, I don't know, probably McDonald's. I don't think she got the reference. I don't think she got what he was driving at, but I did.
He wanted to be driving his Batmobile in her direction.
He wanted to give her a soft landing.
He wanted to see her Batcave, if you will.
He wanted to create a little turbulence.
Hang on a second. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. I'm trying to find you Val Kilmer in Top Secret is wonderful. It's got Omar Sharif in.
Excellent.
Dog poo. No, I go. No, comedy. He pretends to be a blind salesman selling stuff. Comedy novelties, and the bloke goes, "I'll take this dog poo. I'm not selling dog poo." Now you need to see the film. Here we go. Val Kilmer as Nick Rivers. Nick Rivers. Oh, I'm watching this afternoon. Nick Rivers.
I would definitely watch that this afternoon, but I'm going to be up to my eyes in Toddler.
Get in a little roll. How silly can you get? Oh man,
Wow.
guys, have you seen Top Secret? Just
I haven't, but I'll tell you what, this afternoon, mate, I'm going to watch it with you in my underpants.
I'm watching it now. He's just ripping his underpants out and he's throwing them at the audience. Come on now, come on. Anyway, sorry, we've got stuff to do here, Justin. You've taken Ever Fallen in Love with a Dead Person to the streets.
Yes, after your weekend of watching Karen Carpenter.
Yeah.
Tough vibe, this one. Tough
Yeah.
vibe. Not too many stories out there, and it does get quite deep. I've taken it to the streets. Here's what happened.
Taking it to the streets with J-Dog. #Dead Love.
Let's get the Italian perspective. Sir, have you ever fallen in love with somebody who's no longer alive?
Pavarotti, yeah.
That's beautiful, thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
right.
you. Cheers. Sir, have you ever fallen in love with a dead person?
I haven't, no.
There's something there, though. Just open up.
No, I haven't, mate. I haven't, no.
Sir, your mum is in love with a dead person, that person being Elvis Presley. How bad is the obsession?
Very bad, quite honestly, because she's got loads of Elvis stuff. She's listens to Elvis near enough every day of the week, you know. It's just...
I mean, I presume that she even talks to Elvis, the picture on the wall.
Yes, yeah. No, my mum, yeah.
This is pretty bad, isn't it? But the thing is, how can you love somebody if they're not alive? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, actually, yeah. It's like, you know, this person's not even here and, you know, it's weird, really, but, you know.
So this obsession started, you know, after it died, it got really, really big. I wish you and your mum every success.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you. Cheers. Come on, sir. Who have you fallen in love with?
I haven't. I generally haven't ever fallen in love.
Oh. You've never fallen in love?
No, I haven't, no.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
How does that make you feel as a person?
Absolutely fine.
Who are you looking for?
No one.
Come on, let's sort this out for you right now.
I don't think
Come on, who are you looking for?
No one.
I can find love for you out there.
No.
We've got the whole of Bed Tarts and Bucks. We've got some great characters out there.
Well, lucky them, but they're not for me.
That's the saddest story I've ever heard in my life.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A40 Western Avenue, it's very slow from the Swickley's roundabout at Uxbridge towards Gypsy Corner in Acton, and the M40 London bound is also looking busy from junction 5 for Stoke and Church to 4 for High Wycombe. On the M1 southbound, it's very slow from junction 12 for Flitwick to 7 for Hemel Hempstead now, and in St Albans on the North Orbital Road, it's busy where the roadworks are in patches between the Park Street roundabout and the London Coney roundabout. And looking at speed sensors, it's also looking quite slow on Victoria Street in St Albans in both directions. On the train departure boards, though, there are no delays showing up at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Actually, Watership Down's probably a little bit sadder. It's about the rabbits, isn't it? 7:46, it's Tuesday, the 1st of September. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A woman from Stevenage has become the first woman to be convicted for posting revenge porn on the internet. A cyclist killed in the Shoreham air crash has been named as former Aylesbury Grammar School student Richard Smith, and a national vaccination programme against meningitis B is being launched for babies today. Let's get the weather.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Iain, good morning. We've got a few showers around this morning. Some of them are quite sharp, but they will be moving their way eastwards in the next few hours. And then behind it, something drier and brighter. Now, we can't rule out further showers, but they should be quite well scattered. And once these morning showers have cleared, the emphasis on a drier day. Still quite a bit of cloud around, but when the sun puts in an appearance, we'll see highs of 18 or 19 Celsius. Those values tempered at times by a cool northerly wind. For this evening and overnight, some patchy clouds, some clear spells, maybe 1 or 2 showers as well. Temperatures dipping down to around 11 Celsius, but some rural spots could see lows of 6 or 7, so it's a cool start to Wednesday, but a bright one, some spells of sunshine. Again through the day, quite large amounts of cloud, which brings the chance of 1 or 2 showers, but many places having a largely dry day. Similar temperatures tomorrow, around 17 or 18 Celsius. And a fairly quiet end to the week, mainly dry, often cloudy, but feeling quite cool both by day and by night. And Iain, that's your forecast.
Thank you very much.
Every weekday morning.
They're not getting shown what being British is.
The intention was to try and make the world a safer place.
No, it wasn't. It was to do with oil. Don't be naive, Jonathan, please.
The JVS Show.
I'm not comfortable with it. And if they feel they're being pilloried, well, they're putting themselves as the odd person.
It's such a violation of a child's sense of safety in the world.
And I hate to use that old cliche, Jane, but it hasn't done us any harm, has it?
The JVS Show.
No, I haven't made my point. I'll tell you when I've made my point.
Every weekday morning on BBC Three Counties Radio.
03459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. Let's have... I need something to perk this next bit up, because this is going to be very, very dry. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can find some perky music. Hang on a second, caller. Stay there, caller. Just going to get some perky music. Here we go. Let's try this. Here we go.
What did you gain by war with Tony Blair and George Bush?
Sorry, that was... I was expecting some...
Gosh.
I was expecting some, strangely... Okay, I was expecting some didgeridoo music, not that. Hang on a second, let's try this one. Hang on. There we go, I was expecting that. Let's go to... Sorry? What? Bless you, you see?
That's very low noise. Oh, that could be having an effect on some listeners.
What do they call it? Dirty noise.
Brown noise.
Brown noise. The police have that technology. They just don't have the go-ahead to use it yet. At least,
Banned?
not legally. Oh.
Kelly.
Sunrise.
Stop
No, can't do that. Dave!
You know, they've taken his didgeridoo off him. It's true.
They should take the didgeridoos off of all of those prisoners. What they get up to is just nobody's business. David!
Yeah, what do you want, pal?
No, you called me, mate.
Yeah, but no, you just called me back.
No, yeah, because you called us first, so we called you back to save you a few quid. Although, to be honest...
Yeah?
Is this dirty noise having a brown effect? No, is this brown noise having a dirty effect on you?
No.
Okay, well, what do you want?
Oh, you're talking about dead people that we fall in love with.
Correct. That's absolutely correct, Officer Fonzarelli. Yes.
Well,
hang on a minute. This music isn't doing what I was hoping it would do. Hang on a second.
Hello? Am I talking to myself?
Here we go. This is better. Here we go. This is more like it.
Oh, God.
Go on then, David. Away you go.
Dinah Dawes. Hello?
Now, here's the thing. Did you fall in love with her when she was alive or when she was deceased?
No, when she was alive and when she was deceased.
Oh, okay. She was the British Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry?
I know, but she was totally different to Marilyn Monroe.
Well, okay. Let's try another. Let's try another.
Dinah Dawes wasn't. Hello.
Hello. Let's try another. She was the British Jane Mansfield.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Is that all right with you, David?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. You got a problem?
Yeah, I have, mate. Actually.
Why?
Wasn't the question I was
What's the
expecting
problem?
on the back of it. That was it. But you, David.
Oh, Well, what have I caused you problems for?
Because you keep phoning up talking nonsense.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
Like I told Adrian yesterday.
Right, okay. Well, thanks for calling, caller.
Hey, yeah, okay then. Nice to talk to you as well.
Well, it wasn't nice for me.
Wasn't it?
No.
Well, please yourself. Don't send me a membership card then.
I'm not going to. In fact, you're barred. Don't want your sort round here.
Yeah, well, for when?
So, from now.
To when?
You're barred for the next 6 months.
Am I?
Yeah.
Kelly, get me on.
Kelly would love to get you on, but that's by the by. Yeah.
Catherine will get me on.
No, Catherine doesn't want to get you on.
Yes, she does. She told me.
Did she? Did she now?
Yeah.
Cheeky lady.
Yeah, she wants me on all the time.
Bit busy, Dave. I'm doing a radio show, mate.
Yes, yeah, cheerio.
Ta-ta. No, I haven't got a clue either. 03459 455 555. Now, Penn School's future is still up in the air as a prospective buyer is yet to confirm their plans. While some parents have since found their children new school places, there are some that are still holding out hope that the school reopens. Amanda Burgess is one of those parents and joins me now. Morning, Amanda.
Good morning, Ian.
So, no more news?
No more news, unfortunately. What we heard from Deloitte last week was that everything has been done from their end, from the trustees' end, and it's all now sitting with this anonymous prospective purchaser to sign the dotted line.
Do you really think that they're going to buy? Because it's cutting it. The school term starts next week, doesn't it, I think?
It should have started on Monday.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Coming. Yeah,
Right.
so it won't happen in time to open a school next week. Obviously, that's just unrealistic. We were told a couple of weeks ago at the meeting by Deloitte that they were hoping for an end of September start. I suspect we would be looking now at a October half-term start, something like that, if this does get signed and this deal happens.
Now, am I right? You have got a place in another school for your boy, is that right?
That's correct. He actually starts tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic. Is he excited?
No,
bless.
no. He's not really very aware of what's going on, to be honest. With his needs, we did start to talk. We've been over the weekend talking through, and the new school sends lots of information and pictures and things like that. We've been going through those over the weekend, but he's really not interested in. He just says, "Oh no, don't tell me." So. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what tomorrow morning at 6:30 is going to bring. So when he leaves, so yeah, I'm a bit nervous about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I bet you are, and we'll have all of us will have our fingers crossed and hope that it works out. I mean, the new school for any kid is always it's always tough, isn't it?
Oh, extremely. Every parent understands that their first day of school for their child is emotional and scary. But once they've been there a day, maybe two. They begin to settle in, but it's going to be some months, I would say, before my son particularly or any of the others will settle anywhere that they're going new.
How would it work? If Penn did open, say sort of October, November, reopen, would you be able to take your boy out of the school he's in and go back to Penn, or would you have to reapply? What would the process be? Do you know?
Well, there's two issues here. One, it would be very difficult to do that for him emotionally because with his needs, you can't just swap schools around. It doesn't work like that. It takes months. And actually, I wouldn't be able to move him that quickly at all. I'd have to leave it a year, let him, complete whatever he's doing, assuming this placement is successful where he's going. But there's also a process, a legal process and a local authority process you have to go through. All of these children have statements of educational need, and the school gets named on those, and there's a legal process you go through, and some parents actually go through a court process to get a school named. So to get that reversed or changed would take months, if not years, to do that, and potentially could cost thousands of pounds going through a tribunal to do that. So, no, the likelihood is very slim that children would be able to just hop back in, and that's why a lot of the parents are just holding out and waiting and not agreeing with their local authority to move their child anywhere else, because they're worried that they won't be able to put them back into pen.
I was going to ask, Amanda, are there still some parents that haven't got a new place for their kids because they're just holding out for pen?
Yeah, there are, absolutely, and it's not just because they're holding out, it's also because there isn't anywhere for their children to go. And that's the worst thing. It's, I count ourselves as being lucky that we've found a school, although it's a long way away from home. We found a school that we're hoping, fingers crossed, will meet Jonathan's needs. And so we've been able to have a choice, whereas there are children there that will be home from next week because they have no school that is suitable to meet their needs. And that is just desperately sad.
And it looks like the trustees have gotten away with it, and they're sitting on their fat backsides, their fat sides, and they managed to wriggle through this without talking to anyone face to face. Well done, guys.
Yeah, I mean...
What an achievement to be proud of, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the message that I had from Deloitte was that the trustees have done what they needed to do to get this new purchaser deal. So I don't know what that involves. But
they've done the bare minimum, and they've not had the guts. It really annoys me, those cowards. They've not had the guts to speak to you or any of the other parents. Don't worry about us, but to speak to anyone and just say, sorry.
Yeah, there's still an awful lot of anger out there from the parents, the staff. I mean, it's not just I'm talking about it from a child's point of view, from my son's point of view, but actually there's a lot of staff there, good staff that haven't got a job because of the way that teachers and support staff are able to apply for jobs. At the time that the school shut, it didn't give them the time to get jobs. Some of them have, but there's a whole raft of staff without homes.
Yeah, because some of them lived on site. Amanda, listen, we've got to move on. I wish you and Jonathan the very best of luck tomorrow, and I hope it goes as smoothly as it can and he settles in as quickly as possible.
I hope so, Ian.
Keep in touch and let us know how he gets on. Thank you very much indeed, and well done, trustees. Proud of yourself, trustees? Not saying it's your fault the school closed down, but you could have got off your backsides and you did the bare minimum possible. Didn't even have a meeting to address the parents.
No, and it's none of our business.
I think that lot disgust me. Anyway, right, BBC Three Counties Radio. Let's get the Trav.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The M40 towards London is very slow from junction 5 for Stokenchurch to 4 for High Wycombe, and the M25 is busy anti-clockwise between junction 21 for the M1 and 15 for the M4. In St Neots on the A1 southbound, there are queues from the Kimbolton turn off towards the Black Cat roundabout, and in Stevenage it's looking busy on Martins Way where there's a lane closed between Canterbury Way and Hitchin Road for bridge maintenance work. It's looking a little bit slow there on the speed sensors. On the train departure boards there are no delays showing up at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. So this morning, dead people you've fallen in love with, your Val Kilmer stories, and anything else you've... Oh, puns for Cliff Richard, please, but, just play safe.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8 o'clock, I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: a woman from Stevenage convicted for revenge pornography, a former Aylesbury student killed in the Shoreham air crash, and vaccinations for babies against meningitis B.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A woman from Stevenage will become the first woman sentenced using new laws against revenge pornography today. Paige Mitchell has already admitted posting pictures of another woman on her Facebook account. Dr Emma Short from the University of Bedfordshire's Centre for Cyberstalking Research says they're still trying to understand why people do it.
There's a lot of speculation about why they do it, and some of it does seem to be about the breakup of a relationship and the immediate feelings of revenge and anger that people have. And often in that case, people have no idea of the consequences that they are going to create for the victims.
The family of a man from Buckinghamshire who was killed in the Shoreham air crash have thanked the public for their support. Richard Smith attended Aylesbury Grammar School before his family moved to Hampshire. He was on a cycle ride with his friend when the vintage jet crashed onto the A27. Our reporter Paul Sawtell has been reading a statement from Richard's family.
Richard was a lively, good-humoured 26-year-old. His passions in life were for his family, friends and his beloved bikes. His boundless enthusiasm was infectious. He was a truly wonderful, caring and loving person, and he leaves behind his partner Victoria, his parents and two much-loved brothers, William and Edward. He'll also be sorely missed by all who knew him.
From today, all babies are being offered a vaccine against meningitis B. About 1,200 people a year are infected with the disease, which can cause severe brain damage, and 10% of cases are fatal. Dr. Shamis Landani from Public Health England is confident the programme will work.
We know that Men-B is the single most important cause of meningitis in children. This vaccine will save a lot of lives and will save a lot of children from very severe long-term complications.
Lorries without safety equipment to protect cyclists and pedestrians will be banned from London's roads from today. Improvements include side guards to help prevent people being dragged under their wheels and better mirrors. Paul Neal, a lorry driver, says it's about raising awareness.
It's a learning curve for drivers as well as cyclists and other road users, vulnerable road users, pedestrians too. We have to change how we perceive cyclists. There's more and more cyclists on the road, which is a good benefit for us because each cyclist potentially is one less car on the road. So it should help me getting around, and we just have to take into account their needs too and treat them as such.
In sport, it's football's transfer deadline day, and it's already been announced that FC Porto have signed Watford defender Miguel Leon on a season-long loan. This evening, Luton Town take on Leyton Orient in the Johnston Paints Trophy. And the weather will be bright and breezy with scattered showers with a chance of thunder at times. Top temperatures today around 18 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/Three Counties.
Thank you, Lee. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. It's the first day of September. How was your summer, guys? Damp. A damp summer. Moist. So, your Val Kilmer stories, please. Just how good is Top Secret? I mean, really? Oh, I'm going to have it on my computer in 12 minutes. That's exciting. Dead people that you fall in love with. It's not a sexual thing. I don't want to drag this into the gutter. This is romance, love. And have you ever been knocked out? What? I'll tell you more in a second. Hang on, bear with me. Hang on.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Actually, I don't know more about it. Catherine Boyle, my knocked-out correspondent, because she knocks me out every single day. Not physically. That would be a case for Secret Squirrel. Sorry? She knocks me out with her a great working attitude.
Oh.
Great working attitude. What you got?
Biff burger.
I'm laughing at two things. One, you saying Biff burger. And two, Justin Dealey keeps retweeting very, very funny yet rude football videos.
Oh.
One is a gentleman trying to do a news broadcast live, and people keep waving
purple
things.
That's become a thing, you know.
And then there's a woman, she's now trying to do a football report, and two gentlemen go up behind her and they mime being a close couple.
Well, in one of those videos, they start chanting stuff. I don't know whether he's posted that one, but she turns round and has it out with them.
No.
Yeah,
dear.
she does. She tells them what for.
What have you got for us that we should be interested in?
A woman was knocked out by a giant inflatable what?
A giant what?
I'm making it fun.
A giant what?
Inflatable what?
I don't know what a what is.
A woman
Yes.
was knocked out by a giant inflatable what?
Oh, we have to guess what?
Yeah, come on, I'm playing.
Oh, okay, burger.
Nope. It's a misleading headline.
Oh, I don't know in that case. I don't know what else you can inflate apart from a giant burger. Hand? Oh, they're foam, aren't they?
Mm.
A giant inflatable. I don't care.
Coffee cup.
No such thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there is.
No,
nearly knocked her head off. Burger King in Omsk, Russia.
They don't have Burger Kings over there. They don't have their
They
burger.
do. They call it the Bugazar.
They call it the what?
Bugazar.
That's not what you said. they got one of them in Parliament, except that's not his official title.
Wow.
There we go.
Great
vibes.
Yeah, when have you ever been knocked out?
I've never been knocked out. I've only fainted once. I've had heavy blows to the head.
Oh.
Very heavy blows to the head. And it, boy, oh boy, it hurts. You do that. Of course, the natural reaction is your neck withdraws in itself. You bend over slightly, and the arms go over. And then you...
Yeah.
I've never been knocked out. There's always scenes in films, isn't there, where they sneak up on a guard and they whack him on the back of the neck and he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
There's the only funny bit. Here's a quiz question for you guys. Who remembers the name of the movie starring Smith and Jones, Griff Rhys-Jones and Mel Smith?
Nuns on the Run.
No. The film starring Griff Rhys-Jones, what are they called? The Smith and Jones movie. Smith and Jones made a movie.
Alias Smith and Jones.
No. Smith and Jones made a movie. Jimmy Nail was in it. The Smith and Jones movie.
Smones.
No.
Smith and Jones, Home Alone.
Morons from Outer Space.
Oh.
They made a film, and it's awful. But there's one really good gag in it, right?
Yeah.
Where one of them it's a terrible film, such a waste.
What's it called?
Morons from Outer Space. We're morons. Welcome to our pleasure dome. Welcome to our mobile home. Anyway, there's one really funny gag in it where they have to sneak up on a security guard, right? Because they want to get into this room. And so they sneak up behind the security guard and they whack him on the back of the neck to knock him out. And the bloke goes, "Ow, what'd you do that for?" Do it again. And they just keep whacking him on the back of the neck. And he's going, "What are you doing that for? Stop it! It hurts!" And they're trying to knock him out. Because I don't believe a swift blow to the back of the head would knock anybody out.
No. Yeah, it would.
Go on then.
Of course it would.
How would it knock them out? What's in the back of your neck that stops you...
Oh, neck. You said head.
No, I didn't. I said neck.
Yeah, you did say head, but I knew you meant...
No, play back the tape. Play back the tape of me just asking the question. Because that is complete and utter nonsense.
Anyway,
hang on.
You don't believe in it.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't happen.
I've taken a ball to the head. Several times. And I don't know whether I passed out, but I certainly fell to my knees.
When I was on holiday, I was in the pool.
Yeah.
And
that's what you do on holiday.
The kids were playing volleyball in the pool.
Oh.
And the kid whacked his balls on my head.
Oh.
First time, second time, third time. Will you stop hitting me with that blooming ball?
Yeah, but that's a volleyball, right? Or not even that, probably a pool ball of some kind, a beach ball.
Yeah.
This was a rounders ball.
Kelly's looking confused.
Well, I'm just wondering why you're talking so much.
Because I'm a radio host.
I know, but there's a guest.
Oh, blimey.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
A woman from Stevenage will become the first... Anyway, your knocked out stories, please. And if there are any doctors listening, can we get a doctor on the line? Let's do things like the BBC. Can we get a doctor on the line and find out if it's possible to knock someone out with a blow to the back of the neck? A woman from Stevenage will become the first female convicted for revenge porn later today. Paige Mitchell pleaded guilty to posting photographs of another woman as well as actual bodily harm. Well, Folami Prihe set up the website voic.org.uk to help other victims of revenge porn and joins me now. Fader 3, there we go. Morning, Folami.
Good morning.
How big a problem is revenge porn?
Well, it's technically a new crime, so it's quite big. I don't think it's a crime that's going to go away right now, because I call it new technology crime.
And what's the... I mean, we all know what it is. What's the impact it has on... Well, I think we all know what it is. What's the impact it has on the victim?
It can put you in a very deep place because you've been publicly shamed. You know, people have seen images of you, very sexual, explicit images that, you know, that could send you, you know, because I was in deep depression, and it's hard to speak out and speak to people about it. You know, it's even hard for people to go to the police and talk because, you know, you've been publicly shamed, literally. People in your community, your family, your brothers, your sisters, people seen these pictures. How do you talk about that?
Can I ask what happened to you?
My ex-partner, last year, we was together for 2 years. We split up because I no longer wanted to be in that relationship, and he basically set up a Facebook of me, put my pictures up there, added in people from work, added in people, just random people. The pictures got onto porn sites, so I was publicly revenged, as you would call it.
And how did you find out about it? Did you just kind of click on Facebook one day, or did someone say, "Hey, Folami, you need to have a look at this"?
Yes, they said, "Folami, you need to look. Why are you adding me as friend on Facebook when we're already friends?" And that's how it all started. Yeah.
I can't even begin to imagine what that was. I imagine it would have started with a sinking feeling in the stomach and then panic.
Well, no, for me, it started with a sinking feeling in the stomach because my daughter was next to me and she was basically going through the pictures.
Yeah.
And luckily, she's of a certain age that that wasn't something too shocking. It was shocking, but, you know, she could deal with it. And then I just went into action mode, really. I didn't have time to stop to think. I didn't go into think. I just went into thinking mode. I'm quite an action person. So I just contacted the police straight away, did what I had to do, report him, you know, went to the police station, gave my statement, and it just followed on from then. And out of sheer anger, I set up the Victims of Internet Crime website. Just to help other people.
This was a couple of years ago. Did the police take it seriously then?
Well, it wasn't a couple of years ago. It was only last year.
Oh, I apologise. Sorry. What was the police reaction like?
They were really good. Police in Bristol were excellent. Literally, everything happened within a few months. He got to court. They arrested him. He pleaded guilty, and it just went from there. You know, and the only bit, you know, even when, because obviously he got done for the Facebook section first, and then I then found out about the porn sites afterwards, and I went back to the police and had the same conversation, and they were really, really good. I even had to sit there and give them the website name so they can actually look at the pictures.
That's I'm trying to phrase this. That's putting a lot of trust into the police, isn't it? To actually, you know, point them to where these explicit images of you were.
That's right. Yeah, and the thing is, they couldn't.
And
even
some people wouldn't be able to do that, would they? Some people wouldn't have the confidence,
No.
I'd imagine, to do that.
No, a lot of people don't have the confidence to do that, and I think I'm just a slightly different person, you know. And I spoke to the police at the time about the pictures. How do I take them down? And they couldn't help me. I actually figured it out all by myself. How to go contact the webmaster, what to say, that kind of stuff, for them to be removed. Not if they're physically removed, because obviously once they're up there, but a lot of people can't find them nowadays, because I actually, you know, I got Google to take them off their search engine.
How does it feel? Because this is the thing about the internet. You can get stuff removed, but it's going to be floating around in one form or another.
Yeah.
How does it feel knowing that, yeah, that stuff's well hidden, but it's still out there somewhere?
Well, I've got to the notion where I've done all I can. If you can physically change something, then change it. That's when you should stress about it. But if you can't physically do anything about it, you just need to move on and just get on with life, because it could haunt you for life. If you continue, you then still become a victim if you allow it to take over your life, and I'm not going to do that.
voic.org.uk is helps victims of internet crime. What kind of help can you offer?
Well, I'm basically talk to people from a victim perspective. You know, people who's gone through revenge porn, people who's gone through sextortion, because they're very similar crimes. And I basically, you know, it's more about talking to them and listening and, you know, tell them my story so they can understand how I went through it, and, you know, coax them to, you know, go out and reach out to the revenge porn helpline, or, you know, go to the police. And, you know, I'm talking to a young girl who's only 20, and she's like, how did you talk to the police? What did you do? They're taking long. How quick do they come? There's those kind of questions, you know, like you're empowering somebody in a sense to, you know, find that help, and it's just giving them courage. And so, even to the point when they can speak out.
You're right. It is, I imagine, the support of having someone who's been through it. Because everyone can say, oh, it don't matter. Oh, no, don't worry. We don't think. But it's someone who's been through it and come out the other side is an important thing, isn't it?
Definitely.
Falami, really interesting talking to you. Thanks very much for your time.
All right, take care.
Thank you very much. It's Falami Prihe. voic.org.uk is the web address. 8:15. Let's get the web.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1M, there are queues southbound from junction 8 for Stevenage North to 7 for the A602, and the M1 southbound is very slow from junction 13 for Bedford towards junction 9 for the A5 in Redbourne. On the M25, it's very busy now between junction 21 for the M1 and 15 for the M4, and on the A411 Lower High Street in Watford, there are delays on the speed sensors around the Bushy Arches, and Epping Green on the Epping Road. The traffic lights there aren't working at Hornbeam Lane, as in the roadworks section near the Traveller's Friend, so that's got queues around there. And the A1 southbound at St Neots has delays between the Kimbolton turnoff and the Black Cat roundabout. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
8:16, Tuesday the 1st September. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A woman from Stevenage who posted revenge porn online will become the first woman convicted for the offence today. A cyclist killed in the Shoreham air crash has been named as former Aylesbury Grammar School student Richard Smith, and health campaigners have welcomed a new vaccination programme for children against meningitis B, which goes national today.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Morning, Jonathan.
Good morning.
That coffee's for me.
What's all this I hear about a mutt?
Sorry? You've been speaking to Catherine about
No, in your house.
Oh yeah, we've bought a dog.
You bought a dog. What's your dog called?
Don't have a name yet. The boys are deciding.
What?
Sorry?
You've brought a dog into your house and you don't have a name for it.
Some people don't name their children for like a week or something.
Yeah, but you've got a very crucial window of opportunity now.
Yep.
To be bonding with that dog. It needs to know its name.
Yeah, and it will do.
Quickly.
But the thing is, you can't just come up and go, oh, that's a nice name. You've got to find something that suits the personality of the dog. I imagine we'll know by this evening.
I've got a friend in Argentina who's got a Westie, and theirs is called Fiona.
We won't be calling it Fiona.
She's called Fiona. She bites, actually, Fiona, little devil.
Oh, she likes a little nip every now and then, this little girl. But it's like she's adorable. She's
nice. She's done wheeze and poos on your floor.
Wheeze and poos on the floor, much to the hilarity of my two young boys.
They find that funny, do they?
Found it very, very funny.
My dog only ever pooed once in the house, on the doormat.
Oh, isn't that polite?
Yeah. When I had lots of people around.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was quite...
Got one of those, see what we got yesterday, you like this, one of those collars that gives out a little electric shock.
Yeah,
if she does anything
joking.
naughty.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's for the boys. That's not. No, of course I'm joking.
I thought you would have preferred, a prong collar.
He's got a choke. No,
Jane.
It's a joke, guys.
It's a joke.
Crying out loud. Why does this idiot think it's funny to joke about choking? I don't know. We're looking forward. We're looking forward to a lifetime of fun and adventure with our little girl.
Maybe we can go for a dog walk together.
No. No.
But I could bring my.
I don't like your. Dog sniffed your dog sniffed my balls when it came. Let's be honest. Let's get this out in the air. Let's air this. Your dog sniffed my balls.
She was saying hello.
I think you should have pulled her off.
Right. Well, she just needed
bad ownership.
She just needed to smell you.
Didn't need to smell those.
Make sure you were different to me.
And are we different?
Yes.
She reported back. Right. 03459 455 515 if you want to call me. The number to call Jonathan is the same. That's me trying to change the tone from dog sniffing balls to your serious topic. I can't do it. What's on your show at 9?
Coming up on the big phone in this morning from 9. What should be done about the travellers in our car park? I've just tweeted a picture, and there'll be videos and more photos coming as the morning progresses. But this morning, as I turned up for work here at BBC Three Counties Radio, I was unable to park in my usual space.
Gosh, how inconvenient.
Because travellers have partially blocked our car park. And when I say blocked, I mean blocked around 15 caravans.
Well, they weren't there this morning when we came in.
What?
They weren't there. Catherine,
they've been there since Saturday, apparently.
I didn't notice.
I didn't notice them.
What?
You sure they weren't there this morning when we came in?
Well, you're obviously going in through the no entrance sign of the car park.
Yeah, always. Always, yeah. I don't go up the end.
Well, that's why you haven't seen them.
Right, okay.
There they are, about 15 caravans and cars. They all seem to have foreign number plates. And they're clustered behind the Dunstable Go Bowling Centre with barriers preventing other cars from accessing what has now become their traveller camp.
Yeah.
Well, it costs about £1,560 for workers to buy yearly parking tickets in order to be able to put their car in that car park. And those bays are currently now being blocked by caravans. The camp is currently limiting access to a skate park used by local children on their summer holiday. So from 9 this morning, I want to hear your view. What should be done about the travellers in our car park? We've spoken already to a representative for the Gypsy and Traveller community, and he was saying that he believes he knows who those travellers are. Yeah. He thinks that they're over here from France on holiday.
Oh.
They've been up in Norfolk.
Have they? So there's a little tour.
They've come down. They're now pitching up in Dunstable. He said they'll probably only be there for 10 days.
Okay.
So here's the question.
Yeah.
Should we try and get anything done about it? Or actually, is it better to leave them there? If they're only going to be here for 10 days before they then move on somewhere else, to forcibly move them on now, does that mean that they may end up going somewhere maybe less acceptable? Will they end up turning up in someone's village or in the middle of Harpenden, for example? And will they end up causing more of a nuisance? If they're down the far end of a car park, does it really matter? Should anything be done about the travellers in our car park? From 9 this morning, I'd love your views, your suggestions. Maybe you, in your local town or your local village, maybe you too have had an issue where travellers have pitched up on public land. What have you done about it? I'd love your calls from 9 on 03459 455 555.
So they're just round the back, are they? 2 minutes away?
Yeah.
Have you asked them what they're going to do?
They're all asleep.
Okay. Have you knocked on the door?
No.
Is someone going to go knock on the door?
You want us to go knock on the door?
Well, if you're talking about them and they're 2 minutes away, yeah, why not?
Maybe Justin could go.
Well, you have to ask Justin.
We'll ask Justin.
You ask Justin, but I would have thought you sent someone. Who have you got on today? Barry?
You want Barry to go?
Well, I don't. If they're that close and you're talking about them, I would have thought just a knock on the door. Listen, just let you know, guys, we're talking about you. Anyone want to say anything? How long are you going to be here?
Maybe when you finish at 9, you could go down.
It's not my topic.
Oh,
not my show.
Okay,
but I just would have thought they're that close. Send one of the team down to have a little.
Fine. Well, we'll have a representative from the Gypsy and Traveller community on.
Yeah, but not from that group.
And I don't know if they speak English.
We'll go. You don't go and ask them. I can't believe you're talking about them.
So you would like us? Yeah. You would like a member of staff to go down?
Yeah.
Into the Traveller Park, the temporary Traveller Park.
Well, it's the car park.
And to go and talk to them.
Well, I don't understand why not. What are you scared of?
Okay. We'll go.
Beautiful.
At 9 o'clock, you'll hear what happens.
Lovely. Excellent stuff indeed.
Even if you can't get to the match.
Already, we're hearing stories of Watford fans saying that they are going to struggle to get here.
Or listen to the commentary.
Got quick feet, hasn't he? Quick feet and good skill and good vision.
You can still keep up to date with your local team with Three Counties Sport.
There is the half-time whistle. It's 0-0. Plenty to ponder.
Follow us on Twitter to get all the team news.
There's 2 changes from the team that won at Barnet on Saturday.
Goals as they happen.
Trying to make room for the shot. Marriott into the corner of the net. Super goal from Luton Town.
And reaction at the final whistle.
Momentum changes very quickly in these games and we're disappointed for that.
Twitter.com/BBC3CR and stay up to date with your local team.
Local and vocal across Beds, Herts and Bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
03459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. Have we got any texts, Catherine Boyle?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a little look.
We had a request for me to get rid of the Fall Guy theme on Twitter. I've said no.
No.
Disco Dave, simple way to stop revenge porn. Don't take mucky pictures. And leave them on your phone, even if you love someone. Not my type of thing, but I guess each to their own. Disco Dave. See, the trouble with that kind of comment is it makes the victim into the person who's getting blamed.
I think, because I've often said this, that you shouldn't film that stuff. I think that it's a generational thing, and I think that with the... Because before, to film that stuff, you had to get a big video camera and a tripod, and you had to set it up and diddle. Nowadays, you can be just having a quick, fiddle, and you get your phone out. I think it's a different thing than it was 10 years ago.
Well, no, I don't know. Polaroids. People had Polaroids, didn't they, back in the day? And that could get circulated. I mean, but I also think that people are a bit less sensitive about porn now, aren't they?
Yep, we've been desensitised to it.
The next generation are quite... I mean, the fashion is quite porny. So, I think that's the way it's going. I'm frightened to death for my kids. I really am. Here's one. I'm surprised and slightly disappointed in you, says Steph of Luton. You're from Slough and have never been to Notting Hill Carnival. I admit my carnival days are over now.
Hang on a minute. Slough's nowhere near Notting Hill Carnival. I don't see the correlation between those two places at all. I used to live in Kensal Green, which is literally just around the corner from it, and I never went.
Steph thinks you need having a word with. I admit my carnival days are over now, but when I did go, it was excellent. The food is great, although overpriced. And the atmosphere, electric.
Why have you stopped going then? If it's so good, why don't you go and marry it?
Well, Steph sort of says in your younger days you would have loved it. It sounds like you're both over the hill.
No, I wouldn't have loved it. I would have hated it. Crowds of people listening to rubbish music? No, I don't think so.
Tony has an observation.
Go on, last one. Go on.
What's going on with your show? You sound like a load of friends having fun at a tea party. Are you all friends? It comes across in waves, the radio waves. Stop it. You are not there for your own end and follicles. Are you in your underpants?
We hate each other. That's a categorical fact. Now, 3 weeks ago, the Chief Inspector of Prisons described Yarlswood as a place of national concern. Next week, Bedford Borough Council's Scrutiny Committee will visit the prison to see if any progress has been made. where we can speak to someone who has been at Yarlswood. It's Juliet. And it's Juliet, you're still there, are you?
Yes, I'm still at Yarlswood, that's right.
Now, I was off when you spoke to Justin the other week. Just tell me, why are you in Yarlswood?
I'm in Yarlswood because I'm an asylum seeker, and the immigration hasn't made a decision about my case, so they've detained me in Yarlswood.
Whereabouts have you come from, and what were you running from?
I'm coming from Uganda because of my sexual orientation. That's why I'm seeking asylum here.
Okay, so you're gay.
Life is under fear, yes.
And what would happen to you? What would happen to a gay woman in Uganda?
Being gay or lesbian is criminal in Uganda. The police, the Uganda police, is homophobic. If you're gay or lesbian in Uganda, you face imprisonment or life imprisonment, and it is the bill, and the homosexual bill has been passed. So it is criminal. It's a criminal offense to be gay or lesbian in Uganda. People are harassed, people are imprisoned, people are victimized, people are discriminated against. So I fled Uganda because my life was really under fear, genuinely under fear. That's why I left.
Juliet, now listen, the last time you were on, I know that there were some people who kind of question this, so I hope you won't be offended by this question, but you might be. But it comes from an honest place. There are some people who might suggest that it's very easy to say that you're gay, just because that gives you an excuse to be in this country. How do we know you're gay?
How do you know I'm gay? I mean, that's a... You know, I should say that's a question that is really, it's a very funny question to ask, because if you ask me, how do you know I'm gay? I mean, there's no way you can describe yourself as gay. If you're gay or lesbian, you just feel that's the way you are.
Oh, I'm sure you know that you're gay or lesbian if you are, but I just wondered, because if that's what you're claiming, and I'm not necessarily saying this is my opinion, but there's been suggested by some people. If you're claiming you would be persecuted in your home country because you're a lesbian, well, anyone could say that, couldn't they? And I just wondered, what evidence have you got to convince those people who maybe think you're just you're having a song?
If you're gay or lesbian, people will always know, like, you'll have people who have known you as a gay or lesbian person, so you can, if you get statements and evidence from these people to confirm that you're gay or lesbian. I mean, when you have a gay or lesbian person, it's your sexuality. That's the way naturally you are born. I mean, that's how you feel. You always talk about it. You'll always hang out with gay, lesbian people. So there will be evidence there that people know that you're gay or lesbian. Yeah. So those are kind of evidences. So definitely, because I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be lesbian. I've never, that's the reason why I felt I needed safety where people are respected. People have the respect as gay and lesbian people, and they are given the right of equality, no matter of their sexual background. So I have got people who knew me as a gay lesbian, even when I was in Uganda. I mean, so you can come out with this kind of evidences. Yeah. So okay.
Thank you for answering that question, Julia. I appreciate it. Have you noticed any improvements at Yarlswood following this report a few weeks ago?
There hasn't been any improvement. Things are still the same, more or less, or if anything worse, especially with the healthcare.
And we're hearing reports in one of the local papers that there may be at least one pregnant woman in there. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, at least there are two. At the moment as I speak, there are about two pregnant women. One Chinese pregnant woman and another African woman pregnant, yes.
Because that goes against the rules, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, Yarlswood says they don't lock up pregnant women, but there's still pregnant women brought up here. And I mean, really, pregnant women, these are women who have, they are carrying human beings in their, in their body. I mean, they need to be given some, more or less, of some respect, because the standard of the healthcare in Yarlswood is really, it's very inefficient.
insufficient. I mean, they don't provide enough for people with medication. They sometimes even paracetamol. You can't find, sometimes even if you go to healthcare, you want paracetamol and you're in pain, they say they don't have paracetamol. But they're still locking up pregnant women here.
Okay. Juliet, listen, I really appreciate you answering my questions. Thank you very much, and thanks for coming on, and maybe we'll speak again soon. BBC Three Counties Radio, 8:31. Let's get the travel.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The M1 is very slow southbound from junction 13 for Bedford towards junction 9 for Redbourne. On the M25 anti-clockwise, it's busy from junction 24 for Potters Bar to 23 for the A1M at South Mims, and the M40 away from Tansif from the Denham roundabout approaching the M25 is looking very busy on the speed sensors at the moment. It's also looking busy in Watford on the Lower High Street around the Bushy Arches, and in St Neots on the A1 southbound there are queues approaching the Black Cat roundabout from the Kimbolton turn-off. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8:30. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: a woman from Stevenage will become the first woman sentenced using new laws against revenge pornography today. Paige Mitchell posted pictures of another woman on her Facebook account. A man from Buckinghamshire has been named among the victims of the Shoreham air crash. The family have thanked the public for their support. 26-year-old Richard Smith, who attended Aylesbury Grammar School, was on a cycle ride with his friend. From today, all babies in the UK are being offered a vaccine against meningitis B. About 1,200 people a year are infected with the disease, which can cause severe brain damage. The weather will be bright and breezy with scattered showers with the chance of thunder at times. Top temperatures around 18 degrees Celsius, that's 64 degrees Fahrenheit.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's football's transfer deadline day, and FC Porto have signed Watford defender Miguel Leon on a season-long loan. He scored his first goal for the Hornets against Everton on the first day of the season. Luton Town take on Leyton Orient tonight in the Johnson Paints Trophy. Hatters boss John Still is set to make further changes to the team following Saturday's home defeat against Portsmouth.
We have loads of strength and energy and power, and we need to get that to the fore. And to be fair, it showed the other day. We're getting better, and we're capable of putting a good run together, so we'll keep working.
In non-league football, Boreham Wood were beaten 2-1 by Dover in the National League. In the South Division, St Albans drew 2-2 with Hemel Hempstead, and Bishop Stortford were beaten 3-1 at Wealdstone. England's cricketers beat Australia by 5 runs in their 2020 match in Cardiff. England made 182, with Australia just falling short. Serena Williams is through to the second round of the US Open tennis in New York. Andy Murray gets his campaign underway this evening against Nick Kyrgios. The 20-year-old Australian is playing under a suspended ban and fine for an insulting remark made to Stan Wawrinka. However, Murray says his opponent deserves a break.
It's tough, and he will have had a very hard few weeks. I'm sure it's been quite lonely for him at times, and hopefully he learns from it and becomes a better person through it. But I don't think that he's a bad guy. I just think got to learn a little bit, and he'll be fine.
And that's BBC Three Counties News and Sport, with more at 9 o'clock.
Listen, Lee, I saw your panic look to the girls there. You were getting all worried, thinking I wouldn't make it back in time.
I know.
I've only let you down 3 times.
I forgot you were just a complete professional.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Lee.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Complete professional. Oh, don't keep tweeting me or texting me saying the Monkeys are on Radio 4 now. What was the point of that talk? Jog on, you idiot. Sometimes, listen, the intelligent ones listening to the show, you're more than welcome. The idiots, jog on. Not for us. Not for us. Any decent texters?
Let's have a look.
No.
Was it with Nail and I, says Mark of Bletchley?
What?
I have no idea.
Was what with them? I demand to have some booze!
My father's a QC. I've never seen it.
It's all right. It's of its time. Was what with Nail and I?
I don't
know. Are they talking about a Smith and Jones thing?
No, it was Morons from Outer Space. Well, hit me on the back of the neck, Fool. That really hurt. Stop it. Do it again. Stop it.
Yeah, you did say head, by the way. I've got that clip if you still cared.
Okay, well, I have got that clip. I'm going to play it now. Because I don't believe a swift blow to the back of the head would knock anybody out. But then I feel that's the only time I said head. You've censored that.
That
because
was the time that you asked me.
After that, no, but then after that I said back of the neck several times.
No.
So, yes.
Do you want me to clip the whole
Yes, I do, mate. This is what I wanted. I wanted a little bit of a co-operate, and it's miserable out. Look at the weather. Winter now, isn't it?
Autumn.
Or winter.
No. Autumn.
Or winter.
No. Autumn.
Aye.
Anyway. The Americans call it the fall, you know.
The fall guy, I've got that. Great lineup for Strictly this year.
Oh.
Let's see who we've got. There's Ainsley.
Ainsley who?
That's showbiz.
There's Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Vine.
Oh, yeah.
The Vine's on there. The Vine star. The Vinatola Khomeini. The Have Vine Got News for You.
Nice.
The Vine man. Anyway, I like Jeremy Vine. He's good. I was surprised by that.
Well, yeah.
I tell you what's more surprised. He's being replaced by Paddy McConnell on the Jeremy Vine show.
Paddy O'Connell, you mean?
No, Paddy McConnell.
Oh.
Andre's on there.
Oh.
The Weather Woman.
Yep.
That's going to be tricky.
She might surprise
It's
you.
going to be tricky keeping that. Well, she surprised me already. She gave me a personalised weather report for my wedding.
I'd rather have a voucher.
Now this is the one. This is the surprise. Are you there, Just? Okay. This.
That'll be a no.
Just, you there? Take that as a no. This is the surprise one. I thought this guy was too big for this. It's only the Irish Cliff, the Irish Elvis. It's only Daniel O'Donnell, D-O-D, Dodd. Daniel O'Donnell is doing Strictly. Now, is it... I don't watch Strictly because I don't really watch TV and Strictly's rubbish. But, you there, Just? Okay. I'm going to... is it down to the public vote?
Yes.
Then O'Donnell's won.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, no.
No,
Is it down... Is it a Strimple question?
Strimple?
Is it down... Is it down to the public vote?
Yes.
Then O'Donnell's won.
Well, hang
no,
on a
stop
minute.
you there. It's Strimple. Because if it's down
to the
public vote, O'Donnell's won.
No.
He has got... That's why Mark Owen won Big Brother 10 years ago, down to the public vote. Say Jim Davison won because it was a fix. Oh, what? His best mate owned the channel it was being shown on? What? And for legal reasons, of course, it wasn't a fix. But if it's down, is it down to the public vote? Simple question.
Yes.
Then he's won.
No.
But he might be terrible.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He's the Irish Cliff. But this is the thing, right? Can his listeners or his, what are they called? His audience
Yeah.
work out texting?
Oh, for crying out loud, because they're Irish? You racist?
No, because they are mums. Now, my mum sometimes texts me. On the occasions it actually gets to me, it's all in uppercase with no punctuation whatsoever. If she had to do a text vote, we would have no chance.
Can you carry on talking?
Are you listening to the monkeys in there?
They're on Radio 4.
I know they are.
Guys.
I know
You
they
can
are.
listen after now. We've got that new technology, iPlayer thing. He actually isn't
He's
listening
listening to the
us.
monkeys.
Oh.
Anyway, so I think he's got serious competition because you know who the new Daniel O'Donnell is?
Yeah.
Who?
Andre.
Oh, he's back.
No, Andre's in it.
No, but Andre is going up against, literally, Daniel O'Donnell.
When are they going to allow gay men and lesbian women to dance on Strictly Come Dancing? They shouldn't. And I'll tell you why. You there, Just? Okay. I tell you why they shouldn't, right? And here's the thing. They should allow gay men and lesbian women to go... No, they shouldn't.
What are you doing?
Sorry?
Go on.
They shouldn't allow gay men... because ballroom dance... Listen, just because you're a gay man and you like men and you love men and you kiss men and you sleep with men doesn't mean you can't dance with a lady. Just because you're a lesbian lady and you want to marry another woman doesn't mean you can't dance with a guy.
Do you watch Strictly?
No.
Over the years, I think there have been plenty of gay men who've danced with a woman.
Exactly! Exactly! And that's why all this, we must have a gay couple. No, you don't have to have gay couple. It's discrimination. No, it's not discrimination.
Although I would say something. The tango. If we're going to dance it properly, it should be two fellas.
If there's going to be... Oh, you there, Just? Great stuff.
Do you actually want Justin?
Is he there?
No, but I can get him.
You are not. If you're... You had a really good point there, and Dealey's put me off my stroke now.
Squeeze it out, go on.
I can't remember, but I'm going to say something that I haven't really thought out. It's discriminatory to have gay men on there as couples and gay women on there as couples. It's discriminatory. You shouldn't have them. They should dance with... Okay, this is what I was going to say.
What are you talking about?
Because people want them to be gay couples on there. And here's the thing. All right, if you want gay couples, I've got it. Yeah, you can have gay couples. One gay man, one lesbian lady dancing. Gotcha.
It's probably already happened.
Gotcha. Noel's got your Oscars. Gotcha. Here's your gotcha Oscar. Gotcha. A gay man, a lesbian lady, cha-cha-cha.
Do you really think it's not already happened?
I don't know. No, but there is a campaign to get gay couples on there.
What campaign? I haven't heard this. Is there a
they're
petition?
always banging on about it. And by they, I mean the media.
I mean you.
What do you reckon, Just? Okay. Now... No, they always are. They always are.
They're getting the coats on.
I keep getting put off my stroke here.
Go on.
If there's two gay men, who's the woman?
Neither.
In the dancing.
Well,
there
who
has
leads?
To be.
I mean, you
one
have
has to lead, one has to follow.
Yeah.
You just can't do it like that. Doesn't make sense.
Right.
What they get up to in the privacy of their own dance floors is none of my business. But when it's on BBC licence fee payer dance floors, it's not what I want to see.
What if it was Val Kilmer and Dennis Wilson, as he was?
One's dead. The other, I think Val Kilmer did it in the States. Didn't he do Dancing with the Stars in the States? I think he might have done. They get good Dancing with the Stars. They get good people. They had Break My Heart, Say You Love Me Again.
Braxton.
Yeah, they're Braxton. They had one of, maybe two of, Hold On For One More Day.
Oh.
Wilson.
Or Phillips. We just don't know. We've not got the results
They
back
also
from the
had
laboratory. MC Hammer.
No.
They did have MC Hammer.
The Onion does one dance.
Can't touch this.
All right.
Can't touch this.
Boys.
The Backstreet Boys.
Which one?
Actually, I was doing NSYNC.
Hey.
It's probably Backstreet as well.
Same thing.
Just what do you reckon? Okay. So, they get good stars over there.
Yeah.
Here we've got... okay, who else have we got here that I recognise? Oh, the lady, the country file lady. Is it Anita Rani?
Yes.
Jamelia?
She shouldn't now, come on. Jamelia already did it, didn't she? I thought she won.
Anthony Ogogo? Does he now? Helen George?
No.
Oh, and Kirsty Gallagher. I'd recognise that smooth back anywhere. Great lineup. I shan't be watching.
No, I won't either.
Not until they get rid of their discriminatory ways and they allow two gay men or two lesbian women or both to dance together.
If they asked you to do it, would you?
Dance with a gay man? Mm-hmm. I'm like Princess Diana. I've got no problem dancing with a gay man whatsoever.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's slow on the A1M northbound between Junction 6 for Welwyn Garden City, up past Junction 6 for Welwyn Garden City, and also the M25 anti-clockwise is very busy from Junction 24 for Potters Bar to 23 for the A1M at South Mims. The M40 heading away from London towards the M25 from the Swakeleys roundabout has long delays, and looking at the speed sensors in Harpenden, it's very slow on the High Street in both directions, all the way from the train station to Ridge Avenue. On the train departure boards, there are no delays showing up at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. Ridge Racer. That's something for all you old PlayStation fans. 8:45. It is. Hang on a minute. It's Tuesday, the 1st of September. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A woman from Stevenage who posted revenge pornography online will become the first woman convicted for the offence today. A cyclist killed in the Shoreham air crash has been named as former Aylesbury Grammar School student Richard Smith. And health campaigners have welcomed a new vaccination programme for children against meningitis B. Let's get the weather. Here's Alina.
Beds, hearts and bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Morning, Iain. In the short term, we've got some heavy showers around, moving their way from west to east. But as they clear, we'll see something drier and brighter, really from mid-morning onwards. And then for this afternoon, occasional showers, some bright or sunny spells, and we'll see temperatures in the sunshine getting up to around 18 or 19 Celsius. Quite a cool northerly wind, though, so if we do get any showers, temperatures are likely to dip somewhat. Spells of sunshine to end the day, and then the night will be mainly dry, although we can't rule out 1 or 2 showers passing through from time to time. Mixture of variable cloud and clear spells. Temperatures in town falling down to 11 Celsius, but some rural spots could see lows of 6 or 7. So it's a cool start to Wednesday, but a bright one. Once again, we'll see some spells of sunshine. There'll be cloud coming going through the day, brings the chance of a shower, but I think the emphasis on a mainly dry day with highs of 18 or 19 Celsius. Once again, a brisk northerly wind will just take the edge off values at times. It's a fairly quiet end to the week, mainly dry, often cloudy for Thursday, Friday and Saturday, but we're hopeful we'll see a bit of brightness and sunshine, but it will feel quite cool both by day and by night. Iain, that's your forecast.
Thank you very much. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom.
On BBC Two.
He contributed so much, shortening the war by 2 years. Good heavens.
Alongside Alan Turing, Gordon Welshman was a World War II code-breaking genius.
If people knew how absolutely he was the kind of spine of the entire Bletchley Park operation, then they would look at him in a completely new way.
So what led to him being written out of history?
It seems to me that some of the things have been kept secret too long.
The Make It Digital season explores Bletchley Park, code-breaking's forgotten genius. Next Monday night at 9 on BBC Two and BBC Two HD.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
If you go to Bletchley Park, there's a really hot woman in the opening titles of the first display area.
It's Catherine Boyle, looking like she's from the war. And Boyle boy, you wouldn't mind going in the bunker with her. Baby boom. Homo.
What?
Are you homo?
Old man out.
Old man out. Used to put that. Used to get this, Kelly.
Yeah.
There used to be washing powder called Omo, and you put it in the window, and the Americans will go, Omo, what is this Omo? Hey, haven't you heard, Dick? Omo means old man out. Really, Chuck? What's an old man? Her granddad? No, old man is her husband. Old man out. Omo. That means she's up for a little bit of she wouldn't mind some chocolate bars and some silk stockings.
And then what happened was this. Well, hello, ma'am. Oh, hello, soldier.
I believe you're an Omo. That's right. Have you got any silk stockings for me? Yes, I have. Well, then why don't you come and get in the bunker with me?
Exactly.
In the bunker.
Happened?
Baby boom. So what was...
Baby boom.
What was the...
Baby boom.
Point in the...
That's how your grandparents were made.
Through Omo?
Yes.
Is Daly there? Can we get him?
Yes.
He's not working after his holidays, is he?
What is going on with Justin Dealey?
I think he might have water ingress.
He'll be 2 minutes. Give him a break.
What? He's had 2 weeks.
He can have a break at 9. Have we got any content?
Well, someone's telling me that Scott Mills is gay, and he's been on Strictly, but I can't believe that.
No, he was on Strictly.
Yeah, he was on Strictly.
No, that he's gay. I mean, never mentioned it.
What is going on with Miley Cyrus? She's in the Sun page 2 and 3. I mean, boy oh boy, I only just found out in the last couple of months she's Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter.
You didn't know this?
Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. It just might go and kill this man. Woo. Yeah, I didn't know. Well, he must be so proud of his daughter, showing her what's it everywhere.
He apparently is.
The front page of the Sun, Cha Cha Nudie Choo Choo. That's a good headline.
What do they mean?
The Cha Cha Nudie Choo Choo.
Oh, that.
BBC used porn train in hit show opener. A porn train.
What happens on it?
Well, there's a picture of it here. But they filmed a movie there called Nympho. I'll have to IMDb that and...
Not at work you won't.
Not at work you won't. What else have we got in the... Oh, Chrissy Hines. Chrissy Hines in the papers there.
Yeah.
Sado... Oh, the Sun headline workers. Oh, my gosh, really have been working hard. Speaking of hard, Sado Sido's selfie so seedy.
Unpick that for me, please.
There's a football player called Saido Barrinho.
Mm-hmm.
He has taken a selfie in his pants.
Oh.
So he's Sado Sido selfie so seedy.
Oh, it's one of those.
For a girlfriend just minutes before a big match. I don't see what the problem is. I mean, he's barely in his pants. With a tackle like that. Hang on. Excuse me.
Dirty tackle?
With a tackle like that... Hang on, I'm getting nervous around this. With a tackle like that, he's probably... No, I can't.
I've got it.
No, I've got one.
With a tackle like that, he's bound to score.
Thank you very much indeed.
Excellent.
I was going to make a joke about him receiving a red card and then being...
No.
Exactly.
No.
The £20 million West Brom striker, 22, fished out his iPhone to pose for the shot in the home team's dressing room. I don't understand what the problem with that is.
Who's passed it on? Who's the snitch what passed it on?
Party-loving Mourinho, who Tottenham are trying to sign, pinged it via WhatsApp to a visiting French girlfriend.
Mm.
His posing, thought to be before a 0-0 draw with Liverpool in April, has infuriated Mourinho's strict boss, Tony Pulis. Does he?
Pulis.
It emerged after being circulated among pals of the talented player, and boy oh boy isn't he, who has landed in hot water both last year and this for inhaling laughing gas. Oh dear.
Oh, flipping out.
One said, Sido loves to tweet about God and often bangs on about being a professional athlete, but this photo shows another side of the guy. He sent it to a girl not long before the kick-off of a big game. Does it look like his mind was completely focused on the match?
Oh, flipping out.
There was only one kind of scoring he was thinking about.
Who said that? I reckon the paper said that.
No.
An insider not named?
It was a pal of the talented player.
Yeah, of course it was.
It was a pal of the talented player. Was there only one woman in her pants at Notting Hill Carnival? Because she seems to be the one that's in all of the newspapers. Put some clothes on. I mean, really. Bless you.
Sorry, everyone.
You all right?
I think I might do another one.
Dealey, are you there?
I'm here, boss. How are you?
Well, I mean, I'm all right.
Casual.
What's wrong?
Oh, hang on a minute. Gary Barlow singing at a wedding, guys. Gary Barlow amazes yet another Take That loving bride after walking in as her wedding singer. We've said it before, you'd be amazed if Gary Barlow didn't turn up. You'd be sat there, what are you looking at your watch for? What time's he coming? Who? Gary Barlow, he's not coming.
I've saved him a dinner.
And then he strides in, he brings his own microphone. He's got a little lamp that he carries in his hand and his own microphone. Could it be magical?
He always sings a million love songs later.
No, he doesn't. He sings that song from his solo album. What was it? Long Road or something. You remember that?
Open Road. Keep on walking down that open road. I bought that album. Great stuff.
He sang at Katie Hardy's reception at a pub. Oh, there we go. After a Robbie Williams tribute act had been booked. Classy. What a classy couple. Katie, 33, a likely story, and groom Stephen, 43, her age gap, had been nominated after Gary's vow to sing at his biggest fan's wedding. And boy, oh boy, I think...
No. Come on.
The pair from Loughborough, Leicestershire, were the fifth couple this week the superstar has sung for.
Oh, dear, Gary.
What was the story? We didn't finish the story about someone getting knocked out because you went off on a tangent about.
No, that was it. That was the woman being knocked out by the massive inflatable coffee cup.
How?
I don't know. Got her head got in the way.
I don't. Justin, you ever been knocked out?
I haven't. I'm sure there's lots of people who would love to, but as of yet, no, it hasn't happened to me.
I don't believe that people can be knocked out.
Oh, they can be.
Okay. Well, you've taken it to the streets.
Well, it's fact, though, isn't it?
There.
Well,
it's fact, though.
Well, I don't think it is fact. I believe... Here's something I believe about blows to the head.
Yeah.
If a piano or a safe falls on your head, you can forget everything. You get amnesia.
What about an anvil?
An anvil, yeah. And, of course, the way to cure that is you get another blow to the head. But I don't believe you can be knocked out by a blow to the head.
I've got a Mama Cass fact for you.
Okay, yeah.
Did you hear the one about Mama Cass got something dropped on her head, a stage weight or something, and she managed to go up an extra 5 tones or something in her voice? Ooh. Yeah, they were trying to get her to sing a certain song for the mamas and papas, and she couldn't quite reach the notes.
She was also tripping on LSD as well, if you're going to tell the full story. I mean, I don't know if that's, that's got to take in. Anyway, Justin, you've been... hang on a second. Here we go. I've got to phrase this carefully, because I just thought of 2. I'm going to go A or B, Justin. Pick A or B.
I'm going to go for A.
Oh, that's lucky for us. We can still broadcast. You've been knocked out by some of the answers that you've received on the street. Is that correct?
That's true. Just to say as well, talking about high voices, when I was a kid, I couldn't really understand how the Bee Gees were so high. My dad said to me they used a clothes peg in a certain part of their body, which I believe for many years. But yes, that's right. So I've taken this one to the streets. Unfortunately, the stories we received this morning weren't light-hearted. Most of them involved horrible violence about being knocked out. Here's what happened.
I mean, hang on a minute. Do we want to hit? Do we want to end the show? We're ending the show now. It's the first time, Justin, in 5 weeks we've all been together.
Yep.
Do we want to end it on a downer?
Well, hang on. Listen, we are dealing with real life, correct?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
he's right.
Real life, mate. Real life.
Real life, real London. We shouldn't be censoring it. Should we have it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
Neil, you're a geezer. You haven't been knocked out yourself, but you were standing next to your friend who was knocked out. Tell us what happened.
Oh, just drunk in a pub one night, and he started gobbing off, so bloke next to him gave him a slap, and he was on the deck.
For how long before he actually, came round?
A few minutes, 5 minutes, something like that, yeah.
What did he say when he woke up?
Not a lot. He got chucked out.
Right, boss, what happened to you? You got knocked out?
I was drunk in a nightclub and got punched.
How long were you out for?
No, about 10 minutes, my friends tell me.
What happened when you came round?
Got taken to hospital, broken jaw.
Sheesh. I mean, did you ever find the person who did it?
I think the police looked for him, but I don't think they found anyone.
If he's listening to this right now, what's your message to him?
He probably only lived in Essex, I think.
Good point, well made.
Cheers, mate.
Simon, you got knocked out. It was a clash of heads at a football match. How long were you out for?
Probably just a second or two, I think, yeah. Just to be honest, yeah. Just a second or two.
Didn't happen.
Not very long.
Didn't happen.
Terrifying experience. Has it made you look at life in a different way?
Didn't happen.
Did it? No, not at all. Not at all.
Didn't
No,
happen.
it's just on the football pitch, so, just run-of-the-mill stuff, I think.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Didn't happen.
Well, I think it did. I mean, he's saying it did. He's saying it did.
Yeah, because
you weren't there.
He told his kids once, or his wife, flipping, I got knocked out, right?
Yeah.
And he now has to live that lie. He can't go back and say, actually, I made it up. I just bashed my head and it really hurt.
Yeah.
How do you know you get knocked out for a second?
Well, because obviously people were there.
How do you judge it? No.
Were you there?
Were you there?
You weren't there.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't, but I'm listening to his story on the street. Why am I not to believe his story?
I don't believe it.
Well,
Question
it happened.
everything.
It's fact.
Well, it's not fact. It's fact that he told you it happened. It's not fact that it happened.
Yeah, boss.
Yes, boss.
I've got something for you for tomorrow. You know, he's talking about Top of the Pops earlier on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has a song on Top of the Pops ruined your life? Okay. Bear with me on this one. Okay.
Well, bear in mind. Yeah.
Joanna, give me hope. Now, have people seen or heard that on Top of the Pops and sung that song at you whenever you mention your name? Has a song on Top of the Pops ruined your life? What do you reckon?
It's not your show anymore. I'm back.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm back.
It was just something I heard earlier.
Back.
I'm just saying.
I'm back.
All right, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There's a lane closed on the A1M southbound between junction 6 for Welwyn Garden City and 4 for Hertford. That's because of a vehicle fire and it's causing some delays southbound. On the M1 north southbound, it's very busy from junction 13 for Milton Keynes South to 11 for Dunstable. And on the M25, it's slow anti-clockwise in patches from junction 21 for the M1 to 15 for the M4. It's also busy at the M25 junction 21A roundabout on the North Orbital Road. In Aylesbury on Friar Ridge Road, it's busy between the Oxford Road roundabout and the Walton Street roundabouts, and there are no reports of any problems on the trains. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. On the show tomorrow, the new Squeeze single, which is flipping brilliant, and Glenn Tilbrook's going to be on at 8:30. Very exciting. JVS up next. Until tomorrow at 6 from us. Ta-ta.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Iain. Good morning. Welcome to the JVS show. I'm Jonathan Vernon Smith. It's Monday. It's 9 o'clock. And on today's Big Phone In, what should be done about the travellers in our car park? This morning I was unable to park in my usual space because travellers have partially blocked our car park. Around 15 caravans and cars, some with foreign number plates, are clustered behind the Dunstable Go Bowling Centre, with barriers preventing cars passing the camp. It costs about £1,560 for workers to buy yearly parking permits for the bays, currently blocked by caravans. And the camp is currently limiting access to a skate park used by local children on their summer holiday. Well, we've been to speak to them this morning. They speak French and very little English, but we've invited them on the programme in the hope an English speaker amongst them can tell their story. But I want to hear your thoughts on this today. What should be done about the travellers in our car park? Pick up the phone, come on and have your say. Here's the telephone number. It's 03459 455 555.
This is the JVS Show
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
I'll take your call in just a second, but first let's get the latest BBC News at 9 o'clock. Here's Lee Agnew.
A woman from Stevenage will become the first woman sentenced using new laws against revenge pornography today. Paige Mitchell has already admitted to posting pictures of another woman on her Facebook account. Falami Prihe set up a website to help victims after the same thing happened to her.
Yeah, I was in deep depression, and it's hard to speak out and speak to people about it. You know, it seems to be hard for people to go to the police and talk because, you know, you've been publicly shamed, literally. People in your community, your family, your brothers, your sisters, people seeing these pictures.
The family of a man from Buckinghamshire who was killed in the Shoreham air crash have thanked the public for their support. Richard Smith was on a cycle ride with his friend when the vintage jet crashed onto the A27. Catherine Boyle reports.
26-year-old Richard grew up in Buckinghamshire and attended Aylesbury Grammar School before his family moved to Hampshire in 2008. Richard set out from his home in Hove to meet his friend Dylan Archer for a bike ride into the South Downs, but tragically, they never arrived. In a statement, Richard's family have described him as lively, good-humoured, and say his boundless enthusiasm was infectious. They say they appreciate the beautiful tributes to Richard and offers of help and support they've received from friends.
From today, all babies are being offered a vaccine against meningitis B. Around 1,200 people a year are infected with the disease. Dr Sharmiz Landani from Public Health England is confident the programme will work.
We know that Men B is the single most important cause of meningitis in children. This vaccine will save a lot of lives and will save a lot of children from very severe long-term complications.
The government says it's cracking down on companies which don't pay staff the minimum wage of £6.50 an hour. In April, the national living wage will come in. All workers over 25 must receive £7.20 an hour. Parents whose children attended Penn School in Buckinghamshire are still hopeful that it could reopen after the summer break. They were told